What's up guys, this is your favorite fanfic YouTuber, the Fanfic Majesty, and welcome to another amazing video. You can follow me on Patreon for exclusive stories. 4 Northwest, 061 Raid, This is War, Previous Chapter, Next Chapter. Advertisement. Buzz. In the venue, just as the audience was cheering for the promoted contestants, countless feathers suddenly fell from the sky. The feathers fell to the cheeks, and people felt that their eyelids were suddenly extremely heavy, and then they fell into sleep. This is the solution. Kakashi and Jonin, who were at the scene, suddenly changed their expressions. Someone was casting an illusion. At the same time, quickly form a seal to remove the influence of the illusion. Boom. At this moment, there was another loud roar outside the village. I saw a three-headed snake appearing out of thin air, instantly overwhelming the wall and many houses nearby. No, it's an enemy attack. The plan begins. Just as Konoha reacted, the Sand Shinobi and Sound Ninja on the field suddenly rose up and attacked them. Immediately afterwards, a large number of Sand Shinobi and Sound Ninja, teleported through the summoning technique, escaped Konoha's outer barrier, directly invaded the center of the village, and directly launched a full-scale invasion of Konoha. 170. Attack. Kuretsuchi. Why did they suddenly start fighting? Karui. What happened? Close black lens bracket. Ow. Sand Shinobi attacks Konoha. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. Third Tsuchikage. This is war. Close black lens bracket. Fourth Raikage. It's been too long since the Ninja World War, and it seems that everyone has become restless again. Terumi Mei. It's really disappointing to have such a good Chūnin exam. Close black lens bracket. Through the sky curtain, I saw that Konoha was in chaos for an instant, and the entire ninja world was shocked. But then everyone came to their senses, as Third Tsuchikage said, this is war. Ever since the Sage of Six Paths established the ninja sect, the world has never been at peace. At first, clans were the unit, and people with different surnames fought against each other. Until Senju Hashirama established Konoha and ended the Sengoku era with absolute force. Advertisement. However, after the death of Senju Hashirama, the countries began to riot again, and the war started mainly in the villages. The Ninja World War involving the 5 major nations has happened 3 times so far. More than 10 years have passed since the Third Ninja War. After more than 10 years of recuperation, the financial and military resources of each village have been greatly restored. But precisely because of this, the villages began to stir up troubles again. In fact, the Fourth Ninja War has long been expected. As long as ninjas still exist in this world, the war will never end. But I didn't expect that Sand Shinobi would take the lead this time, and he would choose it at this point in the Chūnin exam. Protect the leader of Liyue. Facing the rushing Konoha guards, Hiruzen stood up and shouted loudly, his expression extremely serious. Sand Shinobi actually joined forces with the Sound Ninja to attack Konoha at this time. This was indeed something he never expected. But the war has broken out, so let's fight. Konoha Shinobi has already fought against Sand Shinobi and Sound Ninja. As Hokage, he is responsible for the dispatch of the entire battlefield. And the first wartime order he gave was to protect Chase. Liyue is a guest invited by Konoha, and their leader was kidnapped in Konoha, which makes Konoha lose face. The most important thing is that in the 2 rankings, Liyue has shown great value and even has the potential to change the pattern of the entire ninja world. If their leader falls into the hands of Sand Shinobi, it will definitely not be a good thing for Konoha. Therefore, Sarutobi Hiruzen doesn't care about anything else, he must save Aku first. Yes. After receiving the order and confirming that Hokage was okay, the guards set off quickly to intercept Gaara, who had kidnapped Ajiu. Don't even think about getting in Gaara's way. But at this moment, Baki and others, as the Cage's bodyguards, directly blocked them. They are all Ying's guards, and their strength is not much different. Since they are fighting in the same place, it is difficult to tell the difference. Hateful. Seeing that the escort was blocked, Sarutobi Hiruzen's face darkened and he was about to go to the rescue himself. Advertisement. At this moment, Fungying Luasha stood in front of him. Hokage, please stay here for now. Cage. Now that Cage has taken action, Sarutobi Hiruzen knows that he may not be able to escape for a while. Then his face darkened, he looked at Luosha and shouted in a deep voice. Do you know what you are doing? You are provoking a war. Sarutobi-sensei, you are still so naive. At this time, a creepy and cold voice suddenly came from the side. Didn't the war already begin? Hearing this voice, Hiruzen's expression suddenly changed. At this time, Orochimaru also took off the disguise on his face, revealing his true face. I understand, that's what it is. Hiruzen looked at his former proud disciple with a very cold expression on his face. I have known for a long time that this day will come sooner or later. Protect Hokage-sama. Although the third Hokage is old, he is known as the ninja professor and grandmaster of various ninjutsu. In a one-on-one situation with 4th Cage, at least he can protect himself. However, now that there is one more Orochimaru, everything is different. After all, that was one of the Konoha Sannin back then, a terrifying figure who also had cage-level strength. Seeing Hokage in danger, Konoha Anbu rushed to help immediately. 4 purple flame formation. But at this moment, 4 sound ninja suddenly appeared. With a loud shout, a powerful barrier was instantly raised around Hokage and Cage. This barrier can only be destroyed from the inside, and outsiders cannot enter at all. Advertisement. Lord Hokage. After seeing Hiruzen trapped in the barrier, all Konoha Anbu's expressions changed drastically. But they couldn't break the barrier and could only watch from the outside for a while. Fortunately, the only person trapped inside at the same time as Hokage was 4th Cage. The moment the barrier rose, Orochimaru, who was also next to him, suddenly retreated. Orochimaru. Seeing this, Luo Sha's face suddenly darkened and he yelled at Orochimaru. You violated our agreement. You must have violated the agreement first. Looking at Feng Ying in the barrier, a sneer appeared at the corner of Yin Shi's mouth. Our plan was to have Gaara sneak attack the Hokage, and then we would work together to kill the Hokage in the shortest possible time, causing chaos in Konoha, thus successfully completing the Konoha collapse plan. But you gave up on the Hokage at the critical moment, and kidnapped the leader of Liyue. This does not affect our plan. If you and I join forces, we can also kill the Hokage. Jia. As for killing the Hokage, I leave it to you. As for me, I still have to chase the leader of Liyue. What 5.9? Orochimaru. How dare you? Facing the angry Rasa, Orochimaru snorted and left immediately, chasing Gaara straight in the direction where he escaped. This time Orochimaru teamed up with Sand Shinobi to execute his plan to collapse Konoha. But due to the emergence of Tianmu ranking and the exposure of Liyue, many things have changed. On Sand Shinobi's side, they secretly kidnapped the leader of Liyue in order to obtain more benefits. Orochimaru is actually also very interested in Liyue, and Ajiu is also his target. The Cage was left here to deal with the Hokage, and he escaped smoothly. Quote. Stupid smelly snake. Looking at Orochimaru chasing Gaara, Luo Sha suddenly calmed down and a sneer appeared on his face. Orochimaru is indeed very strong, but if he regards Gaara as an ordinary ninja, he would be totally wrong. If you want to snatch Ajiu away from Gaara, I will die. 062 The world is shaken. We must capture Liyue first. Previous chapter. Next chapter. Advertisement. Shuriken Shadow Clone Technique. In the 4 purple flame formation barrier, after Orochimaru left, the battle between the shadows also broke out. Hokage Sarutobi Hiruzen took the lead, and the shurikens he fired suddenly turned into hundreds or thousands of shurikens on the way. This was an A-level ninjutsu he developed inspired by second Hokage's multiple shadow clone technique. Snort. Facing the dense shurikens, Cage Rasa stood on the spot neither dodging nor releasing ninjutsu to resist, but instead there was a trace of ridicule at the corner of his mouth. The next moment, when the shurikens were less than 1 meter away, they all suddenly turned downwards, as if being pulled by some powerful force, and they all plunged to the ground. Hokage, you should know very well that for me, who has magnet style, ordinary shurikens are no threat at all. Earth style. Earth Dragon Bullet. It's just bait after all, magnet style. Gold Dust Shield. Boom. The next moment, there was only a loud noise, and the earth bullet that hit Luo Sha from behind was blocked by the shield formed by the golden sand. Tap. As expected, it was not so easy to succeed. Hiruzen's face darkened, and then he rushed straight towards Luosha without any hesitation. Luo Sha, who is good at magnet style, can control the gold in the sand and convert the sand gold into various forms, which is extremely troublesome regardless of attack or defense. In the case of ninjutsu, even the third Hokage, who is known as the ninja professor and grandmaster of various conventional ninjutsu, has little chance of winning. In this case, let's use physical skills to test first and look for opportunities. Taijutsu. Seeing through Sarutobi Hiruzen's intention, Luo Sha's lips sneered again. Boxing is afraid of young people, and the same is true for ninjas. Advertisement. In his prime, how could he be afraid of an old man who should have retired a long time ago when he was competing in physical skills? Bang. The next moment, with the clash of fists and feet, and after a wave of ninjutsu, Sarutobi Hiruzen and Rasa once again started a physical battle. At the same time, outside the barrier. Summoning technique. Roof collapse technique. Boom. With a loud roar, a huge toad fell from the sky and sat the 3-headed snake directly under its butt. Orochimaru, you actually did this. Looking at the war spreading across Konoha, Jiraiya, who had arrived late, had a serious expression. But then, his expression became serious again, and he showed his true colors of a hero. Let me teach you guys who don't know the heights of heaven a lesson. Kill them. Let them taste the power of Konoha. Shadow Head Strangling Technique. Super Expansion Jutsu. After Jiraiya arrived, Other Konoha ninjas, including elites from famous families such as Hyuga, Aburame, and Nara, also joined the battle. With their strong participation, a large number of Sand Shinobi and Sound Ninja were killed, and Konoha began to quickly take control of the situation. Ow! As expected of Konohagakure, his quick reactions and powerful strength are all eye-catching. Close black lens bracket. Darui. Konoha has too many famous families and secret techniques. In terms of foundation alone, it is indeed not comparable to other countries. Close black lens bracket. Kuretsuchi. Choosing the battlefield directly in Konohagakure is really a bad idea. Close black lens bracket. Through the sky curtain, others couldn't help but sigh as they looked at the fighting all over Konoha. Advertisement. I have to say that Konoha is indeed powerful. Without being prepared in advance, they faced sneak attacks from Sand Shinobi and Sound Ninja villages at the same time. After a brief panic, they were able to quickly stabilize the situation. As a result, the outcome of this war is difficult to say for a while. I didn't expect that Sand Shinobi would actually attack Konoha. In the land of Earth Iwagakure, Tian Ying summoned all senior officials immediately. In response to this unexpected situation, an emergency meeting was held. You know, things often affect the whole world. Sand Shinobi attacked Konoha. Although it has nothing to do with Iwagakure for the time being, they belong to the 5 major countries. How could they survive alone? In fact, the daimyo of the Land of Wind has been cutting Sunagakure's military spending, and the strength of Konoha has always been a great threat to Sand Shinobi. This time Sand Shinobi took the lead. Although it is unexpected, it is reasonable. The elder is right, but our question now is how we, Iwagakure, should act in this incident. Sit on the mountain and watch the fight between tigers. Let them fight first. When they are tired, we will come out to clean up the mess. The idea is good, but I'm afraid it's not that easy. Regardless of Sand Shinobi or Konoha, they will definitely drag Rock Shinobi into the water as soon as possible. Moreover, we have to be careful about Cloud Shinobi village. Everyone. Listening to the discussion among the senior executives, Third Tsuchikage looked solemn and suddenly spoke. Have you forgotten Liyue? Yes, it's Liyue. Tsuchikage's expression became more solemn, and his fist landed heavily on the conference table. In previous ninja wars, the 5 major powers only needed to consider the 5 major nations themselves. Other small countries can hardly pose any substantial threat to it. But now, Liyue's appearance has changed this. Although Liyue's own military strength is limited, at least that's what they think. However, possessing numerous strategic materials, such as scientific ninja tools, can change the direction of the war. Therefore, this has to make everyone care. Advertisement. In fact, Sand Shinobi had already taken the lead, attacking Konoha and at the same time kidnapping the leader of Liyue. It is not difficult to predict that other countries will have the same attitude towards Liyue. We must capture Liyue first. After some deliberations, Sunagakure's senior management made a unanimous decision. Before being dragged into the quagmire of war, in order to gain enough initiative in the subsequent war, they must seize Liyue's strategic supplies first. Originally, I wanted to figure it out slowly, but there is no time now. In this case, the only choice is to send out the army immediately to attack Liyue. Hateful. After clarifying this point, what annoyed everyone at Rock Shinobi was that among the 5 major kingdoms, the Kingdom of Earth was the farthest from Liyue. But there is no other way, they can only do it as soon as possible. Call the troops. Give me the order. At the same time, as expected, Cloud Shinobi Village and Kurigakure, after some discussions, formulated the first battle plan to capture Liyue. Seize important strategic resources, including scientific ninja tools, and prepare for a possible ninja war. While Sand Shinobi and Konoha were fighting, the 3 hidden villages gathered their teams as quickly as possible and prepared to attack Liyue by force. At this time, Liyue was still calm and everyone was busy. Although he also saw the scene in the sky, he didn't pay attention to the upcoming ninja war, as if it had nothing to do with them. No, if it is related, it means that the production of ninja tools and various wound medicines needs to be increased. After all, if a war breaks out, the demand for these goods will increase significantly. No need. In Kunyu Pavilion, after listening to the secretary's report, he smiled softly. Just business as usual. 063 Sleep Technique. The monster inside Gaara. Previous chapter. Next chapter. Advertisement. Karui. Where are the Immortal Yakshas? Why didn't they catch up? Close black lens bracket. Haitu. You may not believe it, but Mandrill and the others are protecting Yao Yao and the others. Close black lens bracket. Changjuro. As a guard, you gave up your leader. Close black lens bracket. Ching. This is really unbelievable. Close black lens bracket. The screen shifted, and in the sky, Gaara was seen holding a Jiu hostage, running away quickly in the dense forest. 40 or 50 meters behind him, Orochimaru looked like a snake, chasing after him. The leader was held hostage, and the Immortal Yakshas who were the guards were nowhere to be seen at this time. Is it a slow response? In fact, After the battle broke out, the Immortal Yakshas were immediately alert and took action. However, instead of protecting Ajiu as the leader, they immediately protected the players Yaoyao, Chichi and Shinhei as a bodyguard, leaving the leader alone and protecting a few unimportant genin. Isn't this a joke? But this is exactly what happened. At this time, in the Konoha venue, the Immortal Yakshas were still tightly protecting the three of Yaoyao. As the leader, Ajiu seems to have been given up. Kuretsuchi. It's really pitiful. He is a puppet leader in the country. I finally came out to relax, but when I encountered this kind of thing again, I was treated as an outcast. Close black lens bracket. Karui. Yes, he is just a child. He was so scared that he fainted. Close black lens bracket. Darui. Shouldn't that be foaming at the mouth? But why is he drooling at the corner of his mouth? Close black lens bracket. Kitu. He said he fainted from shock, but why do I think he fell asleep? Close black lens bracket. The marquee live broadcast is different from the ranking display in that you can hear the sound. Hulu. Kuretsuchi. He really fell asleep. Close black lens bracket. Karui. This has been hijacked, but I can still sleep. Close black lens bracket. Advertisement. Darui. Is this an idiot? Close black lens bracket. Looking at the crystal saliva hanging from the corner of Ajo's mouth, his steady and rising breathing, and the faintly audible snoring, these clearly indicate that he is asleep. For a moment, the entire ninja world was speechless. Originally, there was some sympathy for Ajo's tragic life experience, but now it was gone. Everyone looked at him like an idiot. Ching. It's okay if you fall asleep, at least you won't be scared. Close black lens bracket. Sam Yi. Oh, actually it doesn't matter whether he is awake or asleep. Close black lens bracket. After a while, everyone's faces became serious again as they looked at the scene in the sky. In their view, as an ordinary child, faced with the hijacking and fighting by powerful ninjas, Ajiu himself had no power to resist at all and could only let himself be slaughtered. Right now, the ones with the decision-making power are Gaara and Orochimaru. At this time, everyone is paying attention to who can capture Ajiu in the end and hold the leader of Liyue in his hands. This is very important to the 5 major countries, and even to the entire ninja world. Finally caught up. Under the tense gaze of everyone, after more than 20 minutes of chasing, Orochimaru stopped Gaara with a cold smile on his face, like a lion majesty watching me make love. Open black lens bracket Konkuro. Oops, close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket Tamari. Damn it, close black lens bracket. Although the battle was taking place in Konoha, some sand shinobi were still paying attention to the development of the situation. Especially those who care about Gaara. Seeing Gaara being caught up, he couldn't help but frown for a moment, and his heart was filled with worry. Although Gaara is strong, after all, he is facing Orochimaru, one of the former Sannin of Konoha and possessing cage-level strength. Snap. Gaara, who has always been proud of such a powerful enemy, does not dare to take it lightly. Use sand to form a cocoon and temporarily fix a Hito to a nearby tree so that he can deal with Orochimaru with all his strength. Advertisement. Whoosh whoosh. The first strike was the strongest. The next moment, Gaara didn't hesitate at all. With the sound of breaking through the air, hundreds of sand-condensed shurikens shot straight at Orochimaru. Bang! Just when the sand shuriken was about to hit Orochimaru, with a muffled sound, a giant snake as thick as a tree suddenly appeared, coiled in a circle, and firmly protected Orochimaru inside. Dang dang dang! The sand shuriken hit the giant snake's hard scales, accompanied by splashing sparks and a harsh metal collision sound, but it had no effect. What an impatient brat! Removing the giant snake, Orochimaru snorted and rushed directly towards Gaara. When he got close, a group of lion majesty, more than 10 meters long, suddenly jumped out from the cuffs of his outstretched arms and pounced ferociously at Gaara. Latent shadow snake hands. Sand shield. Gaara's expression was serious, and he immediately mobilized the sand to protect himself. One manipulated sand, the other played with snakes, and then, in the dense forest outside Konoha village, the two started a fierce battle. Kuretsuchi. All kinds of slippery snakes, what a disgusting way to fight. Darui. It's really uncomfortable, but as one of the legendary Konoha Sannin, Orochimaru's strength is beyond doubt. Samyi. Gaara is already very good for his age. But unfortunately, facing Orochimaru, it's still too far behind. Close black lens bracket. Through the canopy, watching the battle between the two people, everyone commented casually. At the same time, I was thinking about it. Judging from the current form, if there are no variables. In fact, there should be no variables. After all, both the masters of Konoha and Sand Shinobi were entangled in the battle at this time and had no time to care about this side. In this way, the leader of Liyue should eventually fall into the hands of Orochimaru. Advertisement. Fine. Thinking of this, other major countries, including Konoha, which was fighting, couldn't help but heave a sigh of relief. Although Orochimaru is a crazy person, the Sound Ninja village he established is just a small village after all. Even if a Jiu is kidnapped and exchanged for some benefits from Liyue, it will not have much impact on the 5 major countries. On the contrary, if it were Sand Shinobi, it would be a huge threat to the other 4 countries. Bang! Sure enough, a moment later, with a muffled sound, Gaara was knocked out hard. Okay, regardless of her own strength or combat experience, Gaara is too far behind Orochimaru. WGG. Looking at Gaara, who stood up immediately, Orochimaru laughed coldly and spoke. If you are willing to be my subordinate, I can keep your life. No need. Looking at Orochimaru, Gaara looked serious. Through the brief fight just now, Gaara has understood that facing one of the legendary Konoha Sannin, he is definitely no match for him in his current state. Taking a deep breath, his expression suddenly became cold again, as if he had made some kind of decision. Immediately afterwards, he pinched a simple way seal. Fake sleep technique. I thought it was some powerful ninjutsu, is it just like this? Orochimaru couldn't help being slightly startled. Roar. And at the next moment, with a roar, a monster emerged from Gaara's body. 064 Yamata technique. A battle between monsters. Previous chapter. Next chapter. Advertisement. Kuretsuchi. This is it. Open black lens bracket Karui. Monster. Close black lens bracket. A huge figure slowly appeared in everyone's field of vision. It is shaped like a civet cat, its whole body is made of sand, and is covered with curse marks. A huge tail swiped gently, and in the thunderous roars, countless big trees were broken and crushed. Roar. Accompanied by violent roars, in an instant, terrifying pressure swept across all directions. Open black lens bracket Darui. Tailed beast. Close black lens bracket. Samyi. To be precise, it's one tail. Close black lens bracket. Through the canopy, everyone saw this huge and terrifying monster, but only a few people knew its true origin. Tailed beasts are materialized from the huge chakra. There are 9 of them in total, and each one possesses huge power to destroy the world. For this kind of monster, people are full of fear and even despair. It was not until later that the first Hokage Senju Hashirama subdued the 9-tailed beasts with his absolute strength that swept across the ninja world. Later, the 5 hidden villages were established. In order to balance the strength between the villages and achieve peace, Hashirama gave the tailed beasts to other villages as deterrent weapons. At this time, the one that emerged from Gaara's body was one tail, named Shukaku. Ching. I see. No wonder at a certain moment, you will see a violent and cold chakra from Gaara, and 840 is actually a tailed beast. Close black lens bracket. Terumi Mei. This smoky makeup kid turns out to be Jinchuriki from Sand Shinobi. Now it makes sense. It seems that he is Sand Shinobi's hidden trump card in this plan to attack Konoha 1. Orochimaru. I thought he was just a kid, even though he was stronger than his peers, but he turned out to be a Jinchuriki. Orochimaru's luck is really bad. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket 3rd Tsuchikage. Not only Orochimaru, our luck is also bad. Close black lens bracket. Even the tailed beasts came out, and there was another heated discussion in the barrage. At this time, the top leaders of the other 4 major countries besides Sand Shinobi all frowned. Advertisement. As the leader of Liyue, a Jiu, whoever can hijack him can make conditions to Liyue and gain the upper hand. I originally thought that with Orochimaru's strength, the sound ninja could snatch a Jiu away. Now that Gaara Jinchuriki's identity has been revealed, it's hard to tell. If Orochimaru is no match, a Jiu is eventually kidnapped by Sand Shinobi, and the other 4 countries will be in trouble. It's actually a tailed beast. I really didn't expect it. Compared to others, Orochimaru, who was involved, was really surprised. The snake-like pupils shrank slightly and became colder. The next moment, with a harsh AFFC sound of breaking through the air, a sharp sword was shot out from Orochimaru's mouth, and the sword instantly extended hundreds of meters, heading straight for Shukaku. Boom. The attack was so sudden that Shukaku had no time to respond. Then, with a loud roar, the long sword hit Shukaku's throat, stirring up a huge cloud of dust. However, the Kusanagi sword, as a sacred weapon, could not pierce Shukaku or even make it retreat at all. It hurts. Shukaku, who had just regained control of his body, suddenly received a sword blow before he could get excited. Although he was not injured, he was in pain. He looked down at Orochimaru, and with a roar, he became furious. Wind style. Practice blank bombs. Boom. A large amount of chakra condensed into a huge wind ball, which hit the big snake directly. Summoning technique. Triple Rashomon. Seeing the missiles that were like meteorites, unable to dodge for a while, Orochimaru was so anxious that he immediately summoned the Triple Rashomon. The so-called Rashomon is a defensive wall that can withstand all attacks. The green face and fangs look like an evil ghost with a big mouth. Boom. 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 Advertisement. But even Rashomon, which had strong defenses, was completely penetrated and shattered in an instant by the tailed beast's attack, accompanied by a series of loud noises. However, taking advantage of this slight buffer, Orochimaru also took the opportunity to dodge. Haha, cunning snake. Looking at Orochimaru running away in embarrassment, Shukaku laughed excitedly. The huge size and thunderous laughter spread in all directions, even if it was not through the sky, Konohagakure could vaguely hear it. Ow! Is this the destructive power of the tailed beast? It is indeed a power known as disaster. Close black lens bracket. Chojuro. He is actually able to fight this kind of monster. As a legendary figure, Orochimaru is really strong. Close black lens bracket. Terumi may. But that's it. If there are no other means, Orochimaru may not be a match for the tailed beasts. Close black lens bracket. What a mess. Looking at the ruined forest that was several kilometers away, Orochimaru had a sneer on his face. At the same time, he also knew in his heart that if this continued, he would have no chance of winning. No solution anymore. In this case, he had to use all his strength. The next moment, accompanied by painful groans, Orochimaru's body suddenly began to twist and deform, and strips of white snake sage crazily emerged from his body. In the blink of an eye, the original Orochimaru has turned into a huge white snake with 8 heads and a size that is not inferior to Shukaku. Kuretsuchi. What kind of monster is this? Close black lens bracket. Karui. Is he also a Jinchuriki? Close black lens bracket. Darui. No, this is not a tailed beast, but a ninjutsu. Close black lens bracket. Changjuro. Ninjutsu, this is too terrifying. Close black lens bracket. Third Tsuchikage. Baki technique. If I remember correctly, this is Konoha's S-level forbidden technique. I didn't expect Orochimaru to have such a forbidden method. Close black lens bracket. Howl. Advertisement. After transforming into a giant snake, Orochimaru roared, shook his 8 huge heads, and rushed straight towards Shukaku. Roar. Seeing this, Shukaku roared and rushed forward. Boom. The next moment, accompanied by a deafening roar, the two monsters collided heavily. Boom, boom. Immediately afterwards, there was a burst of beating and biting. With its huge size, it can stir up strong winds with just a single movement of its hands. Nearly half of the forest beneath them, which had been nurtured for hundreds of years, was destroyed in an instant under their fighting, and countless large trees were directly crushed into pieces of wood. Grai. What did I see? Close black lens bracket. Changjuro. It's hard to imagine that this is actually a battle between humans. Close black lens bracket. Terumi may. This is the horror of tailed beasts as a deterrent force. Close black lens bracket. Looking at the crazy fight between the two huge monsters in the sky, everyone opened their eyes wide and their faces were filled with shock. But then, everyone frowned again. A battle of this level is beyond the understanding of ordinary people, and no one can be sure of the final outcome. For a moment, everyone couldn't help but feel nervous. Ho, it's so noisy. And at this moment, Orochimaru and Shukaku were having a fierce confrontation. In the forest, there was suddenly another roar. The sound was like thunder, and even instantly drowned out the roars of Shukaku and Orochimaru. Everyone was startled. At this time, in this level of battle, who else was there? Immediately afterwards, the sky screen turned, and Ajiu, who was bound to the tree trunk by the sand in the depths of the forest, had woken up. His brows were furrowed and his expression was gloomy. He looked extremely angry at having his sweet dream disturbed. 065 The Ruotuo Dragon King was awakened. Previous chapter. Next chapter. Advertisement. Kuretsuchi. This is, that boy from Liyue. Open black lens bracket Darui. Are you awake? Close black lens bracket. Karui. 2 giant monsters were fighting, and the forest was almost razed to the ground. He just woke up. To a certain extent, he is really unmatched. Close black lens bracket. Ching. After waking up and seeing these 2 giant beasts and monsters, not only did he not faint from fear, but he even felt uncomfortable waking him up from his sleep. This kind of courage is unmatched by anyone. Close black lens bracket. Didera. What audacity, he's just an idiot. Close black lens bracket. Lois. I feel so angry when I wake up. Close black lens bracket. Looking at Ajiu, who was frowning and looking annoyed in the picture, everyone came back to their senses and were simply amused. Is this leader of Liyue really an idiot? Come to think of it, if he wasn't an idiot, how could he still fall asleep after being kidnapped? If he wasn't an idiot, who would have the guts to think that the 2 monsters had woken him up from his sleep? Liyue actually found an idiot as its leader. But that's right, after all, idiots have better control, and Kixing can control Liyue openly. Thinking of this, many people sneered at the corners of their mouths, and at the same time they couldn't help but let out a sigh of relief. How can a country with an incompetent monarch and controlled by ministers have any fighting capacity? Even if Liyue had many powerful things, under this political system, it would not be able to pose any threat to the 5 major countries. Even though he is an idiot, he has to say that this roar is very powerful. Even Shukaku and Orochimaru, who were fighting, couldn't help but be startled and turned their heads to look. Roar. But when they discovered that he was just an ordinary human kid, the two monsters immediately turned around, roared, and pounced on each other to fight again. Boom, boom. Listening to the loud roar caused by the fight between the two monsters, and feeling the strong vibrations and bumps coming from the earth, Ajo's expression became more and more gloomy. Advertisement. This time I couldn't sleep at all. Moreover, these two bastards dared to ignore him. Kill you. Ouch. The more I thought about it, the angrier I became. The anger in my heart was like pouring gasoline on a car, and I couldn't suppress it at all. With a roar, Ajo's face instantly became ferocious. Pung. With the rapid expansion of his body, the sand cocoon that originally restrained him, like a pitiful coat, was instantly burst and flew away. The next moment, accompanied by the ear-piercing sound of trees being crushed, the same behemoth slowly appeared in everyone's field of vision. Kuretsuchi. This is it. Karui. Another monster. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket Chojuro. But, where did he come from? Close black lens bracket. Ching. It seems, it's that child. Wangtu. That Liyue leader named Ajiu. Darui. Oh my god, I feel like my nerves are about to explode. Close black lens bracket. The body is as huge as a mountain, shaped like a four-legged crocodile dragon, and its entire body is made of rock crystals. The skin is brown, with only the lower jaw and abdomen being white, covered with patterns derived from rock elements. A pair of crystal horns made of thousand-year-old corundum on the top of the head are like a natural crown. Seeing Ajiu transform into such a giant monster, everyone's eyes widened with shock on their faces. That incompetent child was treated as a puppet, and just now everyone was mocking him like an idiot. How is it possible that he turned into such a terrifying monster at this time? Kuretsuchi. What happened today? Did you poke the monster nest? Close black lens bracket. Didera. In the competition just now, there were a bunch of blood limiters, and now in the fight, all kinds of monsters are coming out. What a hell of a day. Close black lens bracket. Ow. Gaara became a monster because he is a tailed beast Jinchuriki. Orochimaru became a monster by using the forbidden technique. Then how can Liyue become a monster? Judging from his appearance, he must not know any forbidden technique. Could it be said that he is also a Jinchuriki? How is this possible? Close black lens bracket. Advertisement. Terumi Mei. It is indeed impossible. There are 9 tailed beasts in total. In addition to the 5 major countries, only the Taki ninja village also received one in Hashirama. Liyue was only established a few years ago, how could it be possible to obtain human beasts and have the ability to create Jinchuriki? Close black lens bracket. Third Tsuchikage. Moreover, the 9-tailed beasts are named after the number of tails behind them. One-tail Shukaku is Sand Shinobi. And Liyue, this monster, only has 1 tail, so it cannot be a tailed beast. Close black lens bracket. Darui. Fortunately, it's not a tailed beast. Close black lens bracket. Killer Bee. Although not, Yo-Yo. But with that terrifying body shape and that powerful aura, I'm afraid not. Yo-Yo. Close black lens bracket. Roar. Shukaku was also startled when he suddenly saw Ajiu transformed into a giant monster. But after confirming that it was not a tailed beast, he looked at Ajo's provocative eyes and became furious instantly. As a child of Sage of 6 Paths, how could the tailed beast be subjected to repeated provocations from these bugs? With a roar, it rushed straight towards Ajiu. Get away. Facing Shukaku who was rushing towards him, Ajiu, who was still angry after getting up, was filled with anger. He yelled violently and raised his hand with 10 claws. Boom. With a loud noise, the huge Shukaku was shot straight away. The huge body instantly overwhelmed a large area of ancient forest trees. The huge impact after landing was like an earthquake, and even Konoha village was shaking violently. 0. Please give me flowers, 0. What kind of monster is this? Upon seeing this, Orochimaru's eyes widened in horror, and then his cold pupils shrank slightly with a sneer in his heart. Although he used the Yamata technique, he was facing a tailed beast after all, so it was extremely difficult to win. Unexpectedly, another monster appeared and started fighting Shukaku. In this case, let them fight first. When both sides are hurt, he will come out and reap the benefits. When Orochimaru was planning his success, Ajiu turned his head and suddenly looked at him with angry golden pupils, then raised his front paws and stepped hard on the ground. Boom. Advertisement. Point 0. The next moment, countless giant stalagmites shaped like sharp swords and as tall as mountains suddenly rose from under Orochimaru. Puff, puff. Orochimaru transformed into the huge body of Yamata no Orochi, and with the muffled sound of skin and flesh being pierced, he was instantly stabbed by several stalagmites. The severe pain caused to his body caused Orochimaru's 8 heads to roar in pain at the same time. Boom, boom. After a hard struggle, he broke the stalagmite and dragged his bloody body out. Kuretsuchi. Oh my god, what did I see? Close black lens bracket. Samui. Fly Shukaku with 1 palm, Muji instantly casts a wide range of Earth-style ninjutsu, and then severely damaged Orochimaru. Close black lens bracket. Darui. With such terrifying strength, is he really not a tailed beast? Close black lens bracket. Third Tsuchikage. Definitely not a tailed beast. But, as we can see, with such a strong strength, I am afraid it is not far from a tailed beast. Close black lens bracket. Roar. Even so, Ajiu still didn't calm down, roared and shouted at Shukaku and Orochi again. Next, everyone's eyes widened, and they saw that Ajiu was fighting 1 against 2, using hand-to-hand combat and powerful rock spells to suppress Shukaku and Orochimaru by himself. Kuretsuchi. How is this possible? Terumi Mei. What is the origin of this monster in Liyue? Close black lens bracket. Everyone was stunned, and at the same time, they were full of doubts about Ajiu's origin. He is clearly not a tailed beast, but he has the power to suppress a tailed beast. This simply breaks people's perceptions once again. Interspersed review. Ruotuo Dragon King. And at this moment, a line of large characters, power, slowly appeared in the sky. Inventory, the finishing touch. Liyue's deterrent force. Previous chapter. Next chapter. Advertisement. Karui. The inventory has been triggered. Close black lens bracket. Ching. Ruotuo Dragon King. Could it be that this is the real name of the Liyue monster? Close black lens bracket. Third Tsuchikage. Just in time, let's see where he comes from. Close black lens bracket. Kuretsuchi. Oh, I have to say, Tianmu is really considerate. First it was the Immortal Yaksha, and now it is Ruotuo Dragon King, who always takes stock when we need it. Close black lens bracket. Terumi Mei. It's really thoughtful, but haven't you noticed that both counts were triggered by Liyue? Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. Fourth Raikage. Liyue is becoming more and more unpredictable. Close black lens bracket. Terumi Mei. Yes, the more exposure, the more mysterious it becomes. This is really not good news. Close black lens bracket. Kuretsuchi. Look, it's started. Just as everyone was discussing heatedly, the sky screen changed and the live broadcast was temporarily suspended. Instead, there was a vast land of mountains. Boom, boom. A huge rock underground seems to have life, blending in with the 740 mountains. Just turning over slightly, even a slight movement will cause the earth to shake violently. Roar. This huge rock had spent countless scorching summers and cold winters in the darkness. Loneliness and depression gradually filled his heart, making him more and more irritable. Boom, boom. Until one day, due to the movement of huge rocks, the mountains collapsed and the earth collapsed. At this moment, a figure came to the boulder. Using diamond as a chisel and jade as a hammer, he began to carve the body of the boulder. Ding 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 ding. In the crisp knocking sound, the boulder gradually changed its appearance, and finally turned into a four-clawed dragon. Looking at the transformed boulder, the figure paused for a moment, and finally carved a pair of eyes for him. Phew. Just like the strong wind blowing away the dark clouds, the moment the eyes lit up, the boulder, or should now be called the dragon, saw colors for the first time, and truly witnessed the world for the first time. Advertisement. Just call your name Ruotuo. After finishing, the figure said lightly. Afterwards, in gratitude for the kindness of creating the dragon, King Ruotuo followed him and fought in all directions. At this point, the picture gradually blurs and fades away, and the inventory ends. Boom, boom. The screen cut back to the live broadcast again, and it was still the big scene of Ajiu, or rather the battle between Ruotuo Dragon King, Shukaku and Orochimaru. Listening to the loud roar coming from the sky, everyone suddenly came back to their senses. Black Earth. Creation of the dragon, this terrifying beast is actually so rehabilitated. Darui. But now I can confirm that this monster named Ruotuo Dragon King is indeed not a tailed beast. Close black lens bracket. Terumi Mei. Although it is not a tailed beast, its powerful strength still makes us have to pay attention. Close black lens bracket. Ching. Indeed, it doesn't matter whether he is a tailed beast or not. What matters is his terrifying strength that is comparable to that of a tailed beast. Close black lens bracket. Lois. What I care more about than Ruotuo Dragon King itself is the background in the inventory. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. Red Earth. Background. Close black lens bracket. Wangtu. Do you feel that the background of this inventory has many similarities with the last one? Close black lens bracket. Changjuro. Could it be said? Close black lens bracket. After taking stock, it immediately aroused heated discussion among everyone. Everyone was shocked by the origin of Ruotuo Dragon King. Although most people don't know the origin of the tailed beast, the story of the creation of the Dragon King Ruotuo is probably not inferior to the tailed beast. In addition, the strength displayed by Ruotuo Dragon King at this time has indeed reached the level of a tailed beast. Advertisement. Just when everyone was surprised and admiring, Huang Tu's words made everyone feel refreshed. Yes, although there was no direct communication between the two inventories, the world in the picture, as well as the various vaguely terrifying monsters, are indeed very similar. Previously, regarding the inventory of the Immortal Yaksha, everyone speculated that it was probably from the ancient era before the Sage of Six Paths. If so, the background of this inventory is the same. Doesn't it mean that Ruotuo Dragon King also comes from ancient times? Open black lens bracket third Tsuchikage. No wonder you have such strength. Close black lens bracket. Thinking of this, many people suddenly understood. Although the tailed beasts are strong, they come from the Sage of Six Paths after they founded the ninja sect. If Ruotuo Dragon King came from an earlier era, it would make sense. After all, after Sage of Six Paths founded the ninja sect, no creature can match the strength of the tailed beasts. Open black lens bracket fourth Raikage. Liyue, once again refreshed my understanding of them. Close black lens bracket. Darui. Immortal Yaksha, Ruotuo Dragon King. How can a small village that was just established a few years ago gather so many powerful beings from ancient times? Close black lens bracket. Terumi Mei. It seems that there are many secrets hidden in that small island that we don't know about. Close black lens bracket. Thinking of this, everyone couldn't help but re-examine Liyue. Especially the top leaders of various countries, all of them have extremely serious expressions. Whether Ruotuo Dragon King comes from a powerful creature in ancient times, we will not delve into this for now. After all, regarding the ancient times before Sage of Six Paths, it is still a hypothesis, and there is no conclusive evidence yet. However, one thing can be determined, that is, the strength of Ruotuo Dragon King has reached a level comparable to that of a tailed beast. This means that Liyue has become the only small village besides Taki Ninja Village that possesses tailed beast level deterrent weapons. As a result, everyone and all countries, including the 5 major countries, have to be cautious when it comes to Liyue. Advertisement. After all, even if you have the strength to destroy Liyue, if Liyue's tailed beast goes wild, it will still be a huge threat to even the 5 major countries. As the deterrent force of the ninja world, tailed beasts are like nuclear weapons in the modern world. No matter how small a country is, as long as it controls it, other countries will have to be afraid. It has to be said that Liyue possesses tailed beast level strength, which indeed exceeded everyone's expectations and caught many people off guard. Boom, boom. Just when everyone was thinking, there was a roar, and after beating Shukaku and Orochimaru, and their anger was almost gone, Orokoku Akoku got into the ground and disappeared. Kuretsuchi. As this, leaving. Close black lens bracket. Karui. He just left. Close black lens bracket. Darui. Otherwise, are we really going to fight to the death with the tailed beast? Close black lens bracket. Samui. As an aggregate of chakra, the tailed beast is an immortal existence. From this point of view, he is actually stronger than Liyue's Ruotuo Dragon King. Close black lens bracket. Seeing the sudden departure of Dragon King Ruotuo, countless people couldn't help but feel a sense of loss. After all, there was no winner yet. But think about it, this monster war that shocked the entire ninja world was caused by just getting out of bed to get angry, and it had no meaning in the first place. Kuretsuchi. I suddenly understood why, after the leader was kidnapped, Mandrill and other immortal yakshas did nothing. It turns out that he was not regarded as an abandoned child in 3.2, and the co-author did not need their protection at all. Karui. Ah, such a monster still needs protection, are you kidding me? Close black lens bracket. Ching. Now it seems that we were wrong from the beginning. This Ajiu is not the leader of Liyue at all. Close black lens bracket. Huang too. Indeed, from the beginning to the end, no one else in Liyue's team has ever called leader Ajiu. The reason for their deferential attitude towards him seems to be purely based on their strong history. Changjuro. In this case, who is the leader of Liyue? Close black lens bracket. Just when everyone was confused about the identity of the leader of Liyue, major powers such as Cloud Shinobi, Mist Shinobi, and Rock Shinobi almost immediately cancelled their plan to attack Liyue. First, Ajiu is not the leader and has not been hijacked by any force, so the countries do not have their initial concerns. Secondly, with a force comparable to that of a tailed beast, one must not act rashly against Liyue. 067 Kimamaro's new ability. Tons of fruit. Previous chapter. Next chapter. Advertisement. Plan cancelled. After King Rhoda disappeared, Orochimaru also left and notified the Sound Ninja to evacuate Konoha. The 4 Sound Ninjas retreated, the 4 purple flame formations were lifted, and Konoha Anbu was able to support the Hokage. Coupled with the fact that other Sound Ninjas were withdrawing from the battlefield one after another, the pressure on Sand Shinobi doubled instantly. Seeing that the situation took a turn for the worse, Kazekage decisively ordered a retreat and led the Sand Shinobi to slowly withdraw from Konoha. On the other side, Konkuro and Tamari found Gaara, who had recovered his original body and fell into a coma, and took him away with them. At this point, the plan to collapse Konoha, planned by Orochimaru and Sand Shinobi, suddenly failed. Although it caused some property damage to Konoha and there were casualties on both sides, compared to the original work, due to the shorter duration of the battle, it did not have much impact. And, the biggest change, Sarutobi Hiruzen as the third Hokage was not sacrificed. In this way, Konoha's upper-level structure has not been broken. Many things will not happen or change. It seems that this battle cannot be fought for the time being. After witnessing the entire process through the sky curtain, the 5 shadows of third generation snorted in the end. It was originally thought that the Sand Shinobi and Sound Ninja's raid on Konoha would become the trigger for the Fourth Ninja War. 05 But I didn't expect that because of Liyue's participation, it would end in an anticlimax. Both sides are not injured, so the possibility of the war continuing is much smaller, and it is difficult to trigger the Fourth Ninja War. However, we still have to prepare as soon as possible. However, after this time, the friendly contract between Sand Shinobi and Konoha was broken, and the relationship between the two countries became tense. No one can guarantee whether some small frictions will lead to a full-scale war again. Therefore, the risk of the Fourth Ninja War breaking out has not been completely eliminated. In order to respond, what all countries have to do at this time is to further expand their armies and prepare for war. It is not difficult to predict that a new military competition will soon begin among the 5 major countries. Liyue. Since we are preparing for war, in addition to the ninja itself, ninja tools are also extremely important. Regarding this point, we have to consider Liyue's scientific ninja tool. With the exposure of Dragon King Ruotuo, all countries dare not act rashly against Liyue for the time being. Advertisement. So, on the issue of Liyue, after high-level discussions from various countries, they still return to the original decision. Make contact first, maintain friendly relations for the time being, and purchase as many scientific ninja tools and other strategic materials as possible. Should be arriving soon. Long before that, Rock Shinobi had sent a mission to Liyue. Counting the time, they were about to arrive in Liyue. Then the next step is to see Liyue's reaction. Liyue, the country of waves. Oh, it's all here. In Bubulu, after watching the live broadcast on the sky screen with Tsunade, the two were about to discuss something else, when Ganoh came again. I have to say that as General Secretary of Kixing, Ganoh is the busiest person in Liyue. Moreover, she is worthy of being the General Secretary of Kixing. No matter where she is, she can find Luli immediately. It is often said that, when there is something to do, the secretary will do it, and when there is nothing to do, be the secretary. Ganoh never has anything to do, which also makes Luli very distressed. Ganoh came to him at this time about the issue of missions from various countries. In fact, after Konoha no Shikacho, missions from other countries have already arrived one after another. However, they were all temporarily stranded outside the island under various excuses. Now, more and more people are coming, including 4 other companies from the 5 major countries. It is not an option to keep delaying like this. Therefore, Ganoh came to Luli and asked for his advice. In that case, let's put it in. After seeing Ganoh coming, Tsunade Consciousness took the initiative to leave. After listening to Ganyu's report, Luli spoke directly. After review, if it is determined that there are no evil intentions, the national-level mission will be allowed to land on the island. After landing on the island, is it still the same as last time? Yes, the same as Konoha. Luli nodded and continued. This time the Chūnin exam was broadcast live on Tianmu. More and more things were exposed in Liyue, and the countries became more and more worried. In this case, let them come in and take a look, just like Konoha, let them see something to reassure them. I'll do it right away. Advertisement. After receiving the accurate signal, Ganoh turned around and left. After Ganoh left, a young man emerged from the shadows, and it was Kimimaro. In order to cure a terminal illness, Kimimaro sneaked into Liyue. But unexpectedly, he was caught by Ganoh as soon as he landed on the island. Afterwards, Luli used a surrender card on him, turning him from Orochimaru's subordinate to Luli's die-hard loyalist. After several days of Atractalode's treatment, Kimimaro's illness has been cured. In fact, Bai Shu, who signed a contract with White Snake, has the means to reverse life and death. Even if it is a terminal illness, it is not much different from ordinary ailments to him. As for Xiao Li, why he hasn't been cured yet is because Luli did it intentionally under the instruction. After Kimimaro was cured, Luli transferred him to Ningguang, as a direct intelligence officer like Yi Lan. Now, send him to leave Konoha and return to Chūnin village. As the leader of the 5 Sound Ninjas, as a spy, he monitors Orochimaru for Liyue and gathers information about the Sound Ninja village. Wait a moment. Luli stretched out his hand, took out a strange fruit with a strange shape and covered with Arabic threads, and handed it to Kimimaro. Eat this. Although the fruit looked suspicious, Kimimaro, who was already 100% loyal to Luli, took it and bit it without any hesitation. But as soon as he took a bite, Kimimaro couldn't help but pause and frown slightly. It tasted really bad. But he didn't say anything and continued to eat. Okay, This thing will work after one bite. He really has a solid eye. Seeing this, Lu Li quickly waved his hand to stop him, and then asked another question. How do you feel? It feels. This is it. Kimimaro thought Lu Li was asking about the taste and didn't know how to answer. The next moment, a strange power suddenly surged out of his body. Like enlightenment, Kimimaro instantly understood everything about this power. Then, he looked at Lu Li with wide eyes and shock. Tons of pressure. Yes, it's the ultimate fruit of Paramesha. Advertisement. Lu Li nodded and continued. The so-called devil fruit is something that can give others magical abilities. You can think of it as a kind of blood inheritance limit. The ability to press a ton of fruit allows you to freely control your own weight, up to 10,000 tons. He is carrying a weight of tens of thousands of tons, and his fists and feet are filled with overwhelming force. The power is simply unimaginable. Understanding the power of this, Kimimaro looked at Lu Li with surprise. Why should such an important ability be given to me? After all, I am a betrayer of the Lord, and it has only been a few days since I turned to you, sir. You don't trust anyone you employ, and you don't trust anyone you doubt. Now that I have accepted you, I can absolutely trust you. If you use the surrender card to recover, can you still be afraid of his betrayal? Lu Li smiled and explained. Furthermore, although increasing weight can enhance the power of attacks, the backlash caused to oneself is not something that ordinary people can bear. And your dead bone pulse can completely withstand this kind of impact. It can be said that it is the ability that matches you perfectly. That's it, I understand, thank you, sir. Kimimaro nodded and looked at Lu Li with gratitude in his eyes. I silently vowed in my heart that I would make good use of this ability and die for Lu Li. After some excitement, he turned around and left again. Just like when he came, he blended in with the caravans coming and going in Liyue and quietly returned to Chūnin village. Looking at Kimimaro leaving, Lu Li chuckled. Unexpectedly, Ruotuo Dragon King appeared and triggered the inventory again. And the reward for this inventory is this perfect version of the ton-breaking fruit. The so-called perfect version means that it has all the abilities but does not have the flaw of being afraid of sea water. In fact, it is not difficult to understand, this is the ninja world, not the Grand Line. Devil fruit is not a treasure in the sea of ninja world, and the sea here will naturally not hate demon fruit power. With dead bone pulse being the perfect combination, Kimimaro will definitely become another strong player under Lu Li. It's finally almost here. Looking up at the sky, counting the time, there are still 10 days left before the third ranking. The expression on Lu Li's face couldn't help but become serious. As long as she wins the first place reward in this third ranking, Liyue can be promoted to the 10th level of Divine Face. I just don't know what the content of this third ranking will be. 068 The third round of ranking. The so-called faith. Previous chapter. Next chapter. Advertisement. After the Chūnin exam, there were almost no noteworthy events regarding Liyue, Konoha, and Mist Shinobi, the three villages shortlisted for the second round. The sky screen stayed in Konoha most of the time, live broadcasting the reconstruction and repair work everywhere. It can be said that it is quite boring. Boom. Until 10 days later, while everyone was waiting impatiently, with a loud roar, the sky changed again. Open black lens bracket Uzumaki Naruto, it's begun. The third round of rankings has begun. Close black lens bracket. Kuritsuchi. It's finally started, I've been so bored these past few days. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket Baki. This time, R-san Shinobi must be on top. Close black lens bracket. Ching. If you want to get to the top of the list, you must at least be shortlisted first. If I remember correctly, among the 5 major countries, San Shinobi is one of the only 2 villages left that has not been shortlisted. Close black lens bracket. Lois. Just have a good chat, please don't take us Iwagakure with you. Close black lens bracket. Sarutobi Asuma. In short, whether you are reaching the top or being shortlisted, you must at least know what is being compared in this round. Close black lens bracket. There have been 2 rounds of rankings, so this time, as soon as the sky changed, everyone knew that the third round of rankings was about to begin, and the originally deserted barrage instantly became lively again. Either to boost morale or to make fun of each other, but what everyone is most concerned about right now is of course the ranking content of this round. As Asima said, everyone wants to win, but they must first know what to compare to. Open black lens bracket second round. Belief ranking. Close black lens bracket. No need to bother guessing. Subtitles appear on the marquee and the answer is given immediately. But when they saw this topic, everyone was startled. Advertisement. Faith. What does it mean? Although the first round of wealth and the second round of economy involve an extremely wide range of aspects, they are both actual things and are easy to understand. But this third round, faith. Although a clear definition can be given for belief, for a village, what does it specifically refer to, and what standards should be used for comparison and ranking? Belief. A judgment, opinion or view on a matter that is believed to be a fact, or will become a fact. For Ninja Village, it is the unified emotion and will of all villagers. I have to say that Tianmu was really considerate, and then gave a simple explanation of the belief of the third round of competition. To put it bluntly, it is a spiritual concept. A village, a spiritual concept shared by all villagers. Kuritsuchi. So that's it. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket Uzumaki Naruto. I still don't quite understand. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket Haruno Sakura. Idiot. Don't embarrass yourself here. Close black lens bracket. Hatake Kakashi. To give a simple example, the way of tolerance you uphold is your own belief. The will of fire is a concept recognized by everyone in Konoha, and it is the belief of the entire Konoha village. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket Uzumaki Naruto. So that's it. I understand. Close black lens bracket. Fourth Raikage. Faith. Only strength is the basis for everything. What is the meaning of such an illusory thing? Boring vulgarity. Close black lens bracket. Third Hokage. No, people will age and die, and their strength will decline with age, but faith can be passed down from generation to generation, which is the eternal fire. I think this ranking is the most meaningful ranking. Third Tsuchikage. The beholder sees benevolence and the wise see wisdom. Strength is indeed the basis of everything, but it is undeniable that firm belief can sometimes create miracles. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket Terumi Mei, an old fox who only knows how to make friends. Close black lens bracket. Payne. Raikage, have you ever thought that persistence in strength is, in a sense, a kind of belief? Close black lens bracket. Advertisement. Different from the previous 2 rounds of rankings, there is a lot of controversy among everyone about the theme of this round. Some people believe that as thoughtful human beings, faith is like a beacon that guides the road and is the foundation for the development of a village. But some people believe that for a pure military group like Ninja Village, strength is everything, and everything that has nothing to do with strength and is meaningless. Uzumaki Naruto. Since it is a belief ranking, then this time, our Konoha will definitely get the first place. Close black lens bracket. Darui. I don't think so. After all, you Konoha are also full of confidence in the first 2 rounds of rankings. Close black lens bracket. Uzumaki Naruto. Not this time. In terms of belief, our will of fire in Konoha will not lose to any 10 villages. Close black lens bracket. Lois. Will of fire, but Konoha was shortlisted twice and accompanied twice, which really makes people care. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket Uzumaki Naruto. Damn it. Don't mention running with me again. Close black lens bracket. As mentioned before, belief is something that cannot be seen or touched, so it is difficult to make a conclusion on how to judge it. In addition, some villages, especially those represented by Cloud Shinobi, who believe in the supremacy of strength, are not optimistic about faith. Therefore, compared with the previous 2 rounds, the quarrels in this round were not serious. It seems that except for Konoha, no other village shows a determination to win. Notes on viewing. This list will select the top 3 ninja villages in the ninja world for comparison, and finally determine the top spot by popular vote. Close black lens bracket. The top ninja village will receive generous rewards, including land area, natural resources, national quality, etc. Close black lens bracket. This round of lists can only be viewed and participated by living people. All viewers can send barrages with their thoughts. The stronger the will, the more barrages they can send within a certain period of time. Close black lens bracket. After the voting ends, questions will be asked about the content of the list, and those who answer correctly will receive generous rewards. Advertisement. After the theme was announced, the rules for this round were also listed one by one. It is basically the same as the first 2 rounds, but careful people find that one is missing. As a military unit of the country, ninja villages' wealth and economy depend on the country. Therefore, this round of rankings will be based on the country where Ninja Village is located. Close black lens bracket. This item is not included in this round. In other words, this ranking only evaluates the Ninja Village itself and is not linked to the country behind the Ninja Village. But it's right to think about it. Faith is a characteristic of Ninja Village itself. Compared with Ninja Village, the country has too many people, and money, and various factors are too complicated, making it difficult to have a unified belief. Anyway, it has no real impact, and everyone doesn't care about it. What everyone is most concerned about is the reward rules. Just like the previous 2 rounds, there are also amazing national level rewards. After the first 2 rounds, no one doubted the authenticity of the rewards. Looking at this rule, for a moment, countless people showed greedy eyes. Regardless of your views on belief, the rewards are real, and if you can win, that's great. Of course, you need to drag it first. Open black lens bracket belief ranking list. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket shortlisted Ninja Village. Close black lens bracket. Number 3. The Kingdom of Iron Bushido. Open black lens bracket no 2. Konohagakure will of fire close black lens bracket. No 1. Liyue Spirit of Contract. After the rules, the marquee text scrolled again, and the shortlist for this round was announced. 069 Bushido means letting people die. Previous chapter. Next chapter. Advertisement. Open black lens bracket Uzumaki Naruto. Great. We Konoha are shortlisted. Close black lens bracket. Kuretsuchi. Little brother, don't be too happy too early. After all, you are Konoha's regular runners. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket Uzumaki Naruto. It won't happen this time. The will of fire will never lose. Close black lens bracket. Ow. As expected, Konoha was shortlisted again. What is really surprising is that among the 5 major countries, only Konoha is shortlisted this time, and the other 2 are small countries. Close black lens bracket. Lois. Compared to the 5 major countries, only Konoha was shortlisted. As a small country, Liyue was shortlisted all 3 times. Shouldn't we be more concerned about it? Close black lens bracket. Darui. Actually, what I find strange is that since the ranking is limited to ninja villages, why are there famous ministers from the Iron Kingdom? Close black lens bracket. Mifune. As a neutral country, our Iron Kingdom does not have ninja villages or even ninjas. Instead, we use samurai to protect the country. But we will also use chakra. Samurai serve as a military force and are highly similar to ninjas in terms of functions. Therefore, there is nothing wrong with putting the Kingdom of Iron in the ranking of ninja villages. Close black lens bracket. Changjuro. This explanation is acceptable. Close black lens bracket. Mifune. Moreover, the Bushido of our Iron country is as hard as iron. It is the most unbreakable belief in the world and will never be lost to any village. Close black lens bracket. Third Hokage. Faced with the huge benefits in 617 rewards, it seems that even the Iron Kingdom, as a neutral country, cannot remain unmoved. Close black lens bracket. Different from the previous 2 rounds, this time only one of the 5 major countries was shortlisted, and besides Liyue, this was the first time that a small country other than the 5 major countries was shortlisted. In addition, thousands of people have different faces, and their beliefs also have diversity. Therefore, after the shortlisted villages, the different beliefs they have are noted. Konoha's will of fire is talked about every day, and it is almost universally known. In contrast, the Iron Kingdom's Bushido and Liyue's spirit of contract make people care more. In the midst of everyone's discussion, as the picture unfolded in the sky, the display session began. Advertisement. Number 3. The Kingdom of Iron Bushido. The first one to appear was Iron Country, who was shortlisted for the first time. In the sky, only a few warriors wearing silver laminated armor, 2 knives on their waists, and gas masks were seen walking quickly in the wind and snow. Compared with wealth and economy, faith cannot be measured by physical objects and can only be expressed by people. Therefore, the display screen at this time is the warrior of the Kingdom of Iron. Everyone understands this, but is it just that, braving the wind and snow can embody the samurai way of the Iron Kingdom? Obviously, it's not that simple. As the screen progresses, enemies appear soon. The identity of the opponent is unknown, but in terms of numbers and personal strength, he is superior to the warriors of the Iron Country. It can be said that there is a huge disparity in combat power between the 2 sides. Kill. But knowing that he was outmatched, instead of retreating, the Iron Country warriors drew out their samurai swords from their waists, and with a loud shout, they rushed forward without hesitation. Immediately afterwards, there was a fierce battle in the wind and snow. In the final result, no miracle happened. With blood spraying on the snow, several warriors fell one after another. Kuretsuchi. That's it. Darui. In the end, these warriors still lost and died. The Bushido of the Iron Kingdom did not seem to have any effect. Close black lens bracket. Mifune. Not so. The so-called Bushido is the heroic spirit of, die without hesitation, die without scruple, and die without hesitation, without fear of death. These samurai have implemented this very well. They are all excellent warriors. Close black lens bracket. Advertisement. Open black lens bracket Uzumaki Naruto. Bushido means letting people die. Close black lens bracket. Haruno Sakura. Idiot. Don't talk nonsense here. Bushido is, well, it seems that it really makes people. Ching. If it's just like this, it doesn't make much sense. Close black lens bracket. Mifune. I can only say that you have not yet understood the true essence of Bushido. Keep reading, and you will be impressed by the Bushido of the Iron Kingdom. Close black lens bracket. Amid the controversy, the show continued. Next, the pictures are actually almost the same. The enemy was outnumbered, the weak attacked the strong, and there was even a foolish act of the warriors defending the city facing a strong enemy. Instead of standing firm, they took the initiative to go out of the city to attack. In the end, either AFBB, he died in battle, or he came back after defeat and committed seppuku. This is a good confirmation of Mifune's explanation. everyone will die in the end anyway. Seeing this, except for the warriors of the Iron Kingdom, everyone from other countries was completely speechless. Co-author. Does the so-called Bushido really make people die? Of course not. What Bushido values is actually bravery. It's just that it has to be reflected by the act of risking death. Mifune. Take a look. These are the best expressions of Bushido. Have you been shocked by the Bushido of the Iron Kingdom? Close black lens bracket. Plus. Karui. It's really shocking, how could there be such stupid people in the world? Close black lens bracket. Darui. I am very curious as to how the Kingdom of Iron continues to exist to this day. According to this method of death, shouldn't everyone be dead long ago? Close black lens bracket. Sammy. Therefore, the Iron Kingdom adheres to neutrality and avoids war as much as possible. Close black lens bracket. Advertisement. Mifune. Wanton nonsense. You are blaspheming Bushido. Forget it, you don't understand Bushido, I can forgive you. As long as you know more about it, you will understand that Bushido is meant to convey the spirit of loyalty and bravery in serving the public. Third Tsuchikage. Oh, is that so? In that case, Mr. Mifune, as the Admiral of the Iron Country, should be the most determined enforcer of Bushido. Close black lens bracket. Mifune. Although I dare not say that I am the most resolute, throughout my life, I do strictly demand my words and deeds based on Bushido. Close black lens bracket. Third Tsuchikage. Well, I would like to ask Mr. Mifune, when you fought against Hanzo of the Salamander, the leader of Rain Shinobi Village, and you were defeated, why didn't you uphold the spirit of your country's Bushido and commit seppuku to wash away the humiliation? Close black lens bracket. Facing Tsuchikage's question, Mifune, who had been preaching Bushido just now and whose barrage was full of excitement, fell silent for a moment. Yes, according to Bushido's, die without hesitation, die without scruple, die without hesitation, he should have died in battle at that time. Even if Hanzo of the Salamander appreciated his bravery and took the initiative to spare his life, he should uphold Bushido and commit seppuku to protect his honor afterwards. However, he did not and has lived until now. Kuretsuchi. If the old man hadn't said anything, who would have known that such a thing existed? Close black lens bracket. Darui. The Bushido that we preached over and over again, but in the end, even the Admiral of the Iron Kingdom violated it. It's really a complete joke. Close black lens bracket. Ching. The so-called heroic service to the public of Bushido is originally the command of the technique. As an admiral, how can it be implemented? Close black lens bracket. Mifune. No, that's not the case. The reason why I am still alive now is because Hanzo told me that the end of a person is not death, but when he loses his faith. It is in order to persist in the Bushido belief in my heart that I choose to continue live. Lois. While shouting to die bravely, yet at the same time living an ignoble existence, it is really a contradictory belief. Close black lens bracket. Sarutobi Asuma. This kind of belief can be shortlisted, it is really a mistake of Tenmaku. Close black lens bracket. Facing Mifune's explanation, the barrage was filled with ridicule. And in the disdain of everyone, the so-called Bushido has completely become a laughing stock. 070 Will of Fire. It is actually a means to control authority. Previous chapter. Next chapter. Advertisement. 10 minutes later, the presentation about the Kingdom of Iron ended. Until now, the barrage was still full of ridicule and contempt. Seeing this scene, Mifune and the senior officials of the Iron Kingdom all sighed with annoyance on their faces. The reason why the Iron Country is neutral is not because it lacks ambition, but because as a small country, they do not have the strength to compete for hegemony. The Canopy list, which was originally almost exclusive to the 5 major countries, was unexpectedly shortlisted in the top 3. This overwhelming wealth is already in front of them. However, looking at the current situation, they cannot take it. While complaining that others cannot understand the true essence of Bushido, I also pray that the other 2 villages can perform even worse. Open black lens bracket No 2. Konohagakure Will of Fire Close black lens bracket. Amid everyone's discussion and the Iron Country's lamentations, the display of the second village began. Open black lens bracket Uzumaki Naruto. It's finally our turn in Konoha. Close black lens bracket. Sarutobi Konohamaru. Let me see what Grandpa said is the will of fire. Close black lens bracket. Sarutobi Hiruzen. Wherever the leaves are flying, the fire is endless. The fire will continue to illuminate the village and cause new leaves to sprout. Close black lens bracket. Sarutobi Asuma. Konoha's will of fire is the belief of the older generation to sacrifice themselves, illuminate the younger generation, and pass on the fire from generation to generation. Close black lens bracket. Fourth Reikage. Konoha likes to do these hypocritical and unrealistic things. Third Tsuchikage. The 5 hidden villages have been able to reach this point because the seniors are leading the juniors. In fact, to put it bluntly, there is nothing strange about it. Close black lens bracket. Fourth Cage. This is just words to beautify yourself. Close black lens bracket. Terumi Mei. Konoha has a good way of doing marketing, which is worth learning from Sha Yin. Closing square bracket. Even before the picture appeared, Konoha Shinobi was excited. But unfortunately, the ninjas in other villages didn't take it coldly, especially those represented by the other four shadows, who ridiculed him directly. Amidst various sounds, Konoha's display scene appeared in the sky. Advertisement. Just like the Iron Kingdom before, they are also people. In a dense forest, facing the powerful pursuers behind him, a white-haired man resolutely stood up and cut off the enemy, leaving the chance of survival to the young man who was his bodyguard. Open black lens bracket Sarutobi Hiruzen. Second Hokage-sama. Close black lens bracket. Shimura Danzo. To this day, I still often dream about Tobirama-sama, about that day. Close black lens bracket. This scene is exactly what happened during the First Ninja War decades ago. The white-haired man in the picture is none other than Second Hokage Senju Tobirama. It was also that time that Second Hokage Senju Tobirama, the younger brother of the ninja god Senju Hashirama who developed many forbidden techniques, sacrificed his life. And the junior he protected, Sarutobi Hiruzen, became the third Hokage and presided over the Konoha regime for decades. Shimura Danzo also established the Root organization in Anbu, quietly acting as the dark side of Konoha. Seeing this scene again, even though Hiruzen and Danzo are old, they still can't help but burst into tears. Screen continues. Next, there are some master-disciple scenes. Sarutobi Hiruzen, who was still in his prime, took on Orochimaru, Jiraiya, and Tsunade as his disciples. During the Second Ninja World War, they won the title of Konoha Sannin, and after that, they became famous legends in the ninja world with their battles one after another. A few years later, Sannin also began to accept apprentices, and Jiraiya accepted a young man with golden hair. This boy, with the Flying Thunder God technique, shined in the Third Ninja War and was called Konoha's Golden Flash. His powerful strength even caused the villages to order that any man with golden hair should be directly abandon the mission and run away, order. And this man became the fourth Hokage. And in order to protect the village, he gave his life in his prime. However, he also accepted a disciple, became famous at a young age, and is now known as the Copy Ninja, Kakashi. Open black lens bracket Uzumaki Naruto, so this is the fourth Hokage. So handsome. Close black lens bracket. Haruno Sakura. As expected of Hokage-sama. But why? It feels familiar. Close black lens bracket. Nara Shikaku. Yes, Konoha will always be the most handsome Golden Flash, and we still miss him to this day. Close black lens bracket. Advertisement. Hatake Kakashi. Before we knew it, it had been 12 years since the teacher left us. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket Uzumaki Naruto. Hey, he happens to be the same age as me. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket fourth Raikage. I recognize Minato's strength. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket Killer B. A powerful man. Close black lens bracket. The legend of Golden Flash, the powerful Flying Thunder God technique, and the appearance of fourth Hokage instantly aroused a burst of admiration. Even the ninjas from other villages couldn't help but praise him. Seeing the praise in the barrage, Sarutobi Hiruzen and other senior Konoha officials couldn't help but smile. It seems that this time the list belongs to Konoha. Third Tsuchikage. Will of Fire. Let's sort it out. The first Hokage passed the throne to his younger brother, the second generation passed it to his disciple, the third generation passed it to his disciple's disciple, the fourth generation died, and the third generation continued to rule. Haha, it turns out that the so-called passing on the fire from generation to generation is just a way of passing it on among your people to firmly control the position of Hokage in your own hands. Close black lens bracket. Just as Konoha was about to start celebrating and others were infected by Konoha's will of fire, at this time, third Tsuchikage stood up again. As a long barrage was released, everyone fell silent for a moment. If you think about it carefully, it's true. As the leader of the village, isn't Ying a capable person? How come the leaf insects are passed down in one line? If you say that this is the will of fire, it would be a bit distorted. Open black lens bracket Sarutobi Asuma. Not so. It's just a coincidence. Close black lens bracket. Third Tsuchikage. Is it a coincidence? Well, I would like to ask everyone in Konoha, why did the fifth generation not be selected immediately after the death of the fourth Hokage, but the third generation who had already retired continued to be in charge? Close black lens bracket. 0. Please give me flowers. Third Hokage. That's because there is currently no suitable candidate. Close black lens bracket. Third Tsuchikage. What a joke. There are so many talented people in Konoha, but in 12 years, they couldn't find anyone better than a retired old man. Close black lens bracket. Advertisement. Red Yuhi. Although Mr. Third Hokage is old, his strength and experience are far beyond comparison with others. This can be known from the battle with 4th Kazekage 10 days ago. Uzumaki Naruto, the grandpa of the third Hokage, is very powerful. Known as the Ninja Professor, he is the strongest Hokage. Third Tsuchikage, the strongest Hokage. Not to mention the first generation and second generation, even the fourth generation, which has not yet fully grown up, is stronger. How shameless it is to instill this kind of thinking into children. Close black lens bracket. Third Hokage. The saying of the strongest Hokage is just the false praise of others, how dare I claim it. Close black lens bracket. Third Tsuchikage. Okay, don't go into these details, let's go back to the beginning of the problem. Why hasn't Konoha elected the 5th Hokage in 12 years? Close black lens bracket. Sarutobi Asuma. As I said, it's because there is no suitable candidate. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. Third Tsuchikage. Is Sarutobi Shinosuke the right candidate? If I guessed correctly, the third Hokage originally wanted to pass the position to his eldest son, but unfortunately, Sarutobi Shinosuke accidentally died in the battle. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. Sarutobi Konohamaru. Father, close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. Sarutobi Asuma. What nonsense, close black lens bracket. Third Tsuchikage. Haha, the second son of the third Hokage. If it weren't for your junior qualifications, I'm afraid you would already be the 5th Hokage. In other words, the reason why third Hokage still holds its position is because it is waiting for you to grow up. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. Sarutobi Asuma. This is completely groundless speculation. Close black lens bracket. Third Hokage. Tsuchikage, what are your intentions in slandering me, Konoha? First, you criticize the Bushido of the Iron Country, and now you slander Konoha's Will of Fire. Could it be that it's just because Rock Shinobi failed to be shortlisted 3 times, so I would like to express my gratitude to you? Are you waiting to vent your anger? Third Tsuchikage. Don't change the topic, I think everyone can decide what Konoha's Will of Fire is like. Close black lens bracket. 4th Kazekage. The so-called Will of Fire and passing on the fire from generation to generation, turns out to be just to firmly control the power within one's own family. What a good method. Close black lens bracket. 4th Raikage. Although I inherited my position from my father, it is based on my own strength, not some deceptive rhetoric like will. Close black lens bracket. Terumi Mei. No wonder I haven't been able to succeed Mizukage yet. It turns out to be because I have no background. Close black lens bracket. Although Konoha, or to be precise, the Sarutobi lineage is trying their best to explain, but unfortunately, the reputation has reversed. Led by the other 4 figures, the barrage was filled with a lot of doubts and even ridicules. What's even more ridiculous is that the other senior officials of Konoha actually chose to remain silent at this time. 071 The spirit of contract integrated into every corner of Liyue. Previous chapter. Next chapter. Advertisement. Next, as expected, the presentation about Konoha ended amid a chorus of doubts. Speaking of which, in the 3 rankings, every shortlisted person was questioned and even insulted by all kinds of people, except for Liyue. In the first 2 rankings, Liyue was also shortlisted for all of them, and won the first place in them all. Moreover, compared with other shortlisted countries, the pictures shown shocked everyone and received a lot of praise. Haitu. Only Liyue is left. Close black lens bracket. Terumi Mei. I don't know how they will perform this time. Close black lens bracket. 4th Kazekage. The spirit of contract, can this also be regarded as a kind of will of the ninja village, Close black lens bracket. Everyone has always been full of curiosity about Liyue, this magical country that has not yet fully unveiled its veil. No one. Liyue spirit of contract. Amid everyone's discussion and speculation, the display of Li's, September 6th and 7th, months has officially begun. Like the previous 2 rounds, the main scene is still people. Open black lens bracket. Uzumaki Naruto, as this. This is wrong. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. Tiantian. Are they doing business? Close black lens bracket. Yamanaka Ino. Not just business people, there seem to be people from all walks of life. Close black lens bracket. Darui. This is obviously an ordinary life scene. Where are the ninjas? They are fighting. Advertisement. But unlike before, the characters on display are not ninjas or other combatants similar to samurai, they are just ordinary Liyue people. In the picture, merchants from Liyue travel to various places, but no matter who they do business with, no matter how small the business is, even if it is just a small order worth 1 or 2,000 taels, they will sign a contract in advance and strictly follow the contract. For example, there is a scene in the picture. In order to complete the contract, a trading company went to sea in a terrible storm. In the end, the ship capsized and the goods fell into the sea. And the Liyue merchant who suffered huge losses still paid 3 times the price to the buyer in accordance with the contract. This kind of credibility, or the spirit of contract, is commendable. But for businessmen, there is nothing wrong with it. However, as the scene continues to advance, everyone discovers that it is not just that. The spirit of contract in Liyue is not only implemented by merchants, but all the people of Liyue have regarded the spirit of contract as a habit. For example, before executing various entrustments such as lawyer investigations and various life services such as house leasing, ordinary people, even if they are not businessmen, will sign detailed contracts and strictly abide by them. Even when men and women fall in love, they sometimes make a contract. Once one party violates the rules and the other party goes to court, they can actually get compensation. The spirit of contract in Liyue has truly been implemented in every corner of Liyue and integrated into every aspect of Liyue people's lives. Uzumaki Naruto. You have to sign a contract for everything, this is too troublesome. Close black lens bracket. Yamanaka Ino. Yes, there are so many clauses, rules, and various contracts. It gives me a headache just thinking about it. Close black lens bracket. Haruno Sakura. Actually, I think it's okay, it's usually only a few pages. Close black lens bracket. Samyi. It seems troublesome, but in fact it will be more convenient. Because of the existence of the contract, any problems that arise afterwards can be executed according to the contract, which often saves a lot of time and unnecessary disputes. Close black lens bracket. Advertisement. Terumi May. That's right. If the old guys at Mist Shinobi also had the spirit of contract in Liyue, I would have been a Mizukage long ago. Close black lens bracket. Although many people feel that Liyue's contract spirit is a bit exaggerated, but if you think about it carefully, it can indeed save a lot of unnecessary trouble. Subconsciously imagine what would happen if your village, or the entire ninja world, could uphold Liyue's contract spirit. The conclusion reached surprised countless people. If that were the case, the world would become a better place, people's lives would be more harmonious and prosperous, and even wars would disappear. Countries have signed various friendship treaties more than once before, but they all broke the agreements one after another, which eventually triggered major and minor ninja wars around the world in just a few decades. If everyone could have Liyue's spirit of contract and abide by these agreements, then there would naturally be no more wars. Shihihong. The spirit of contract is really an utopia full of beauty. Close black lens bracket. Terumi May. Yes, but unfortunately, it is impossible for others to possess Liyue's spirit of contract. Close black lens bracket. Third Tsuchikage. Liyue's spirit of contract is indeed unable to affect the entire ninja world, but haven't you discovered that it is precisely because of this spirit that Liyue has done business throughout the entire ninja world in just a few years? Sarutobi Asuma. Stubborn old man, at this time, why didn't you continue to slander Liyue like you did to Iron Country and Konoha? Instead, you praised Liyue. 0135103055 Filu 0402733391. Third Tsuchikage. I'm just discussing the matter. Close black lens bracket. After 3 rankings, Rock Shinobi failed to be shortlisted 3 times, becoming the only 2 villages among the 5 major countries that have not been shortlisted, along with Sand Shinobi. Compared with Konoha's continuous escort, it is even more shameless. Advertisement. Because of this, Onoki, as a Tsuchikage, did have some resentment, and he questioned Bushido and the Will of Fire one after another. But at this time, facing Liyue's contractual spirit, he really had nothing to blame. Even, subconsciously show praise. Although the secret passage was a mistake, the subsequent screen display also perfectly confirmed the third Tsuchikage's point of view. Adhering to the spirit of the contract, the Liyue merchants headed by Kixing set out from Liyue port, went to the 5 major countries, and penetrated into various small countries. It was relying on the reputation of penultimate that in just 3 years, they did business in every corner of the ninja world. As a country of commerce, Liyue's success does not only rely on advanced and high-quality products, the spirit of contract is the most fundamental core. Fourth Raikage. I have to say that although we don't believe that faith can determine victory or defeat, Liyue's spirit of contract is indeed the key to their success. Close black lens bracket. Terumi May. It is really strange that even Raikage, who is supreme in strength, also recognizes the role of faith. Close black lens bracket 3.9. Open black lens bracket 4th Cage. The development of Liyue is indeed inseparable from the spirit of contract. Close black lens bracket. Kaduo. Haha, look, this is the charm of Liyue. You finally understand me. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket Uzumaki Naruto. The evil businessman appears. Close black lens bracket. Cardo. Bastard. I have told you before that I have changed my mind and am now the 2nd Division Commander of the Shipping Division under Master Ningguang. Close black lens bracket. Haitu. Liyue people have a spirit of contract, but not others. I was suddenly very curious. Liyue is doing business outside, what should we do if others do not abide by the spirit of the contract? close black lens bracket. Momochi Zabuza. Those who break their promises shall be punished by eating rocks. At this moment, in addition to the evil businessman, Cardo, the mist shinobi traitor Zabuza also made a rare barrage. 072 Those who break their promises shall be punished by eating rocks. Previous chapter. Next chapter. Advertisement. Haruno Sakura. Yes, if other people don't abide by the contract, but only Liyue people abide by it, wouldn't Liyue suffer a lot? Close black lens bracket. Tiantian. The business world is a mixed bag, and there are all kinds of people. It is true that we often encounter dishonest businessmen. Especially some large trading companies, or small shops like ours with various backgrounds, have no way to deal with them. Close black lens bracket. Yamanaka Ino. How much money did Liyue lose? Those profiteers are so hateful. Open black lens bracket. Uzumaki Naruto appeared. An evil businessman like Cardo. Close black lens bracket. Kado. Shut up. I am no longer an evil businessman. Humph, and, although I was evil before, I was not a fool. Close black lens bracket. In the midst of everyone's discussion, as the display continued, sure enough, the situation that everyone was worried about appeared. A large medicinal material supplier in the country of fire did not deliver the goods according to the agreed time after accepting Liyue's deposit. Even in the end, after unreasonably demanding the balance, they just sent some old and moldy medicinal materials to Liyue. Uzumaki Naruto. Damn it. This businessman is so bad. The most hateful thing is that he is from the land of fire. Close black lens bracket. Nara Shikamaru. I know this person, his name is Dahong, and he was the largest supplier of medicinal materials in the land of fire back then. It is said that he had a very close relationship with certain O5 senior officials, and was reported many times, but in the end they all disappeared. Moreover, he has a large number of thugs and even ninjas under his command. He is a guy who walks in both black and white and is extremely difficult to deal with. Open black lens bracket. Uzumaki Naruto. In this case, Liyue will suffer this big loss in vain. Close black lens bracket. Haruno Sakura. You mean back then? What about now? Close black lens bracket. Nara Shikamaru. I haven't heard from him for 2 or 3 years, and even the company under his name suddenly disappeared. Close black lens bracket. Yamanaka Ino. How could this happen? How could a big businessman with such power disappear suddenly? Close black lens bracket. Darui. Something must have happened. Close black lens bracket. With everyone's doubts, the scene continued. The majestic mansion occupying a huge area is just one of the many residences in Dahong. At night, in order to celebrate the benefits gained from Liyue, many singers and dancers were invited to drink and have fun. On the outside of the mansion and throughout the courtyard, there were a large number of thugs and ninjas serving as security. We were intoxicated until late at night, when a thick fog suddenly rose and quickly enveloped the entire mansion. Open black lens bracket. Ow. This is ninjutsu. Mist shinobi technique. Close black lens bracket. Swish, swish. The next moment, accompanied by the sound of flesh being cut, streams of blood spurted out from the thick fog. Advertisement. Immediately afterwards, there were all kinds of frightened and panicked roars and wailings. Although the specific scene could not be seen clearly, one could imagine that in the thick fog at this time, those thugs and ninjas were being slaughtered. Changjuro. What a powerful assassination technique. Close black lens bracket. Seeing this scene, everyone was surprised again. You know, as one of the top businessmen in the fire country at that time, with huge financial resources, Dahong's security work was actually very strict and powerful. In this case, his bodyguard can be killed, and his whereabouts have not been exposed so far. Even elite jonin from various countries may not be able to achieve this method. Open black lens bracket. Yuhi Hong. Who is it? Close black lens bracket. Kuritsuchi. Are they Mandrill and the others? Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. Hataki Kakashi. No, it's not the celestial Yaksha. Close black lens bracket. At the same time, everyone can't help but wonder about the identity of this powerful killer. Since it is a display about Liyue, there is a high probability that it is from Liyue. As a country of commerce, Liyue does not have many masters, so everyone first thinks of the Immortal Yaksha. The Immortal Yaksha are indeed powerful, but looking at this method, it is completely different from their fighting style, but more like ninjas. Moreover, the Yakshas of the Immortals kill to protect the Dharma and do not cause killing easily. But, there should be no ninjas in Liyue. Open black lens bracket. Chojuro. Showed up. Close black lens bracket. Darui. Finally appeared. Close black lens bracket. Amidst everyone's various speculations, just a few minutes later, the huge mansion, with hundreds of Dahong guards, had turned into corpses everywhere. After finishing dealing with them, facing Dahong who was the only one left, the killer immediately released the technique. The thick fog gradually dissipated, and a big knife was seen on Dahong's neck. Open black lens bracket. Uzumaki Naruto. It's that big sword. Close black lens bracket. Tenten. The decapitating sword among the 7 ninja swords. Ching. Beheading sword. Could it be? Close black lens bracket. Advertisement. The thick fog completely dissipated, and the killer's face was finally exposed to everyone's sight. He has a tall body, short black hair, and the lower half of his face and neck are wrapped in bandages. The most important thing is the Zunion forehead protector with a horizontal line drawn on his head. Open black lens bracket Chojuro. Momochi Zabuza. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket Terumi Mei. It is indeed him. Close black lens bracket. After seeing it clearly, countless people widened their eyes in surprise. This terrifying killer turned out to be Mist Shinobi, the rebel ninja Mochi Zabuza, known as the Ghost. Yes, no wonder he has such a powerful killing technique. Momochi Zabuza is famous in the ninja world for his silent killing technique. But the crux of the problem is, why is Taochi Zabuzai killing people for Liyue? Uzumaki Naruto. Didn't he attack the Liyue fleet before and fight against Big Sister Beidou? Close black lens bracket. Darui. Isn't it strange that Cardo, the evil businessman who was originally against Liyue, is no longer a member of Liyue? Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket Uzumaki Naruto. Did you mean that? Close black lens bracket. Chojuro. Damn it, Zabuza actually took refuge in Liyue. Ching. Secretly sheltering Mist Shinobi as a traitor. Liyue must explain this to Mist Shinobi. Close black lens bracket. Terumi Mei. Zabuza. What is the relationship between you and Liyue? Close black lens bracket. Momochi Zabuzazai. If I have to say it, it should be a contractual relationship. I have already reached a contract with the King of Rocks. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket Terumi Mei. What is the contract content? Close black lens bracket. Facing Terumi Mei's questioning, but this time, Zabuza did not speak. Hateful. In Mist Shinobi Mizukage's office, looking at Zabuza in the sky, Terumi Mei's face was full of anger. As a rebellious ninja of Mist Shinobi and a repeat criminal who once assassinated Mizukage, he was actually subdued by Liyue at this time. For Mist Shinobi, this is a serious provocation. As one of the 5 major countries, if we do not respond to this, we will definitely be laughed at by other countries. However, at a time when all countries are vying to make friends with Liyue, it is difficult for Mist Shinobi to take substantive measures against Liyue. Advertisement. Could it be said that Mist Shinobi, one of the 5 great nations, actually had to swallow his anger in front of Liyue? Emperor Rock King. At this time, envoys from various countries have arrived in Liyue, and similar to what Konoha saw at the beginning, various news has been sent back one after another. Countries already know that there is indeed a leader above the 7 stars. But it's not a Liyue or Ruotuo Dragon King, but the so-called 190 Rock King Emperor. However, there is almost no specific information about the Rock King Emperor. Unexpectedly, just after learning of the existence of this person, he would cause such a big trouble for Mist Shinobi. Darui. The dignified demon Zabuza actually joined Liyue. This is really great news. Close black lens bracket. Hitaki Kakashi. It's really shocking. What kind of methods does Liyue have that can actually subdue Zabuza? Close black lens bracket. Sarutobi Asuma. In contrast, I would like to know how Mist Shinobi plans to respond to this. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket Uzumaki Naruto. Look, what happened to him? Close black lens bracket. Compared to Mist Shinobi, others were more shocked by the fact that Zabuza joined Liyue. After all, this means that in addition to locals such as Shenjong Yaksha, Liyue has another master. And just as everyone was discussing, the picture in the sky once again surprised everyone. Ah! Along with the painful roar, Dahong's body turned into a rock little by little. Dahong's eyes widened in horror, but he could do nothing. It wasn't until a moment later that the whole person had completely turned into a stone sculpture. The contract has been made. Anyone who breaks his promise shall be punished by eating rocks. Looking at Dahiro who turned into stone, Zabuza showed no expression on his face, and then waved his beheading sword in his hand. Bang! Under the blow of the back of the knife, the stone statue instantly cracked and turned into a pile of rubble on the ground. Kuretsuchi. What kind of ninjutsu is this? Karui. Turning people into stone is more like witchcraft than ninjutsu. Closing square bracket. Seeing this scene, everyone's eyes widened with horror on their faces. 073 The rebels in various countries, Liyue's hidden killer group. Previous chapter. Next chapter. Advertisement. Those who break their promises shall be punished by eating rocks. Recalling Zabuza's words and looking at the gravel on the ground in the sky screen, countless people couldn't help but shiver, and a chill came from deep in their hearts. It wasn't until a moment later that he regained his composure, and then smiled at himself. It was really ridiculous that he was still worried about Liyue just now. It turns out that behind Liyue's contract spirit, there is such a cruel criminal law as a guarantee. Yes, human nature is greedy and selfish. If there is no criminal law, how can we consciously abide by the contract? This is the truth of the world. Quick, go find out. In the 3 years since Liyue was founded, how many people in our country have been punished by eating rocks? A moment later, the top leaders of various countries who came back to their senses issued similar orders almost immediately. And when the results came out, everyone was surprised again. Not only the Kingdom of Fire, in the past 3 years, each of the 5 major countries has had hundreds of cases similar to the rock-eating punishment. Especially in the first year, it accounted for almost half, and then it decreased significantly in the next 2 years. But at that time, no one connected the gravel on the ground with the person, and it was just treated as a missing person case. Quote. What a Liyue. Looking at the thick archive information, the 5 shadows all had cold expressions on their faces. In just 3 years, Liyue actually carried out hundreds of murders in their territory. The most important thing is that they had no knowledge of these murders. The most important is, it can be inferred from this that Liyue, as a country of commerce, in addition to a strong intelligence network, also has at least one killer group with terrifying strength. And Zabuza is just one of this killer group. Advertisement. This killer group, just to maintain the spirit of Liyue's contract, was able to carry out hundreds of murders across the 5 major countries in just 3 years. Just imagine, if there is a conflict or even war with Liyue, and the target of this killer group turns to the top leaders of various countries, what will be the serious consequences? Go and investigate immediately. We must find out who is in this killer group and dig them all out. Thinking of this, Wang suddenly became nervous and quickly issued another order. One of the 7 stars. It wasn't until his subordinate left in a hurry again that his mood calmed down slightly, and he frowned and pondered. Under the Liyueyan king, the 7 stars control everything. For example, Tianquan Xing Ningguang has a powerful intelligence group under his command. In this case, is one of the 7 stars responsible for this killer group. However, so far, apart from Ningguang, there is no news about who the other 6 people from Liyue 7 stars are. Hiki Morino. It's Midori Aoi. Close black lens bracket. Xing. Black Ho Thunder Ya. He actually joined Liyue. Close black lens bracket. Just as countries were panicking and hurriedly checking for verification, as the display continued, several more scenes of the execution of rock-eating punishment appeared. And when the killer's figure was seen clearly, it caused an uproar again. Green Aoi, originally a Konoha Chūnin, stole the sealing scroll and the second Hokage's Thunder God sword, and defected to become the Rain Shinobi Village Jonin. Unexpectedly, for some unknown reason, he has now joined Liyue and became one of the killers who carried out the punishment of eating rocks. Black Ho Thunder Fang, like Zabuza, is also one of the 7 mist shinobi ninja swordsmen and the user of Thunder Fang. As one of the first 7 people, he is also Zabuza's senior. Later, he also became a traitor and is now used by Liyue. 4th cage. Are they all traitors? Close black lens bracket. Advertisement. 4th Raikage. At least for now, this is what it looks like. Close black lens bracket. Due to the display time limit, although the rock-eating punishment has been executed hundreds of times throughout the ninja world, only a few scenes were captured. Therefore, the only killers exposed were Zabuza, Midori Aoi, and Black Ho Raiga. But they have one obvious thing in common, that is, they are all rebels. Therefore, everyone can't help but guess that the killer group in Liyue is probably composed of rebellious ninjas from each village. If this is the case, things will be complicated. Sarutobi Asuma. Green Aoi stole the sealing scroll and Konoha's treasure, the Thunder God's sword, and committed the crime of defection. Liyue must hand this person over to Konoha immediately. Close black lens bracket. Ow. There are also Zabuza and Black Ho Raiga. For these 2 people, Liyue must explain to Mist Shinobi. Close black lens bracket. Mitokado Homura. Taking in rebellious ninjas is a serious provocation to every village. Liyue should know the powerful relationship between them. Close black lens bracket. Immediately afterwards, Jonin and senior officials from Konoha and Mist Shinobi sent barrages to condemn Liyue. At the same time, use the power of a big country to threaten Liyue Jiaoran. But unfortunately, there was no response from Liyue. Even Zabuza and the others, who were rebel ninjas, didn't say anything. Was it completely ignored? As one of the 5 major nations, they had never been treated like this before. For a moment, both Konoha and Mist Shinobi looked extremely ugly. But what can they do? Continuing to express anger and condemnation through barrages is obviously meaningless and is just making people laugh. Advertisement. As for sanctions, in reality, countries are now vying to befriend Liyue so that they can obtain more strategic materials such as scientific ninja tools. At this time, turning against Liyue will play into the hands of other countries such as Cloud Shinobi. In fact, since Liyue has gathered Mist Shinobi and Konoha's rebellious ninjas, there should also be rebel ninjas from other countries. However, the sky curtain did not explode, and Cloud Shinobi, Rock Shinobi, and Sand Shinobi could just pretend to be confused, which is really irritating. 3rd Tsuchikage. Zabuza, you said that you have reached a contract with the Emperor of the Rock King. In other words, are you being assigned to kill people by the king of the Rock King? Close black lens bracket. Momochi Zabuza. Do you want to get information from me? It's really straightforward. However, it doesn't matter if I tell you now. The Emperor Yanwang has a noble status and is not accessible to us. We are just subordinate to the 7 stars. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. Fourth cage. That's true. Close black lens bracket. After hearing this answer, everyone's expressions darkened again. As guessed before, in this way, as long as we find the Kixing in charge of the killer group, we are likely to get all the personnel information of the killer group from him, Nuohao, and eradicate it in one fell swoop. However, it is not easy to find this 7 stars. *# What a shame. Looking at the sky again, except for the 3 Zabuza, no one else was exposed, and I didn't know who the 7 stars were. Immediately afterwards, Wang and other senior officials frowned again. It seems that the work of placing spies in Liyue must be accelerated. In fact, while sending missions to make friends with Liyue, various countries also sent a large number of spies to try to penetrate into Liyue and get more information. However, because before that, Liyue had been in a closed state. It is extremely difficult to penetrate in a short period of time. Open black lens bracket. Uzumaki Naruto. The screen has changed. Close black lens bracket. Darui. This is. The army. While various countries were making various moves in private, as the display progressed, the scene changed, and an army suddenly appeared on the screen. 074 thousands of rocks are solid, and the mountains will never move. Previous chapter. Next chapter. Advertisement. Open black lens bracket. Terumi Mei. To be precise, Chenyonjin. Close black lens bracket. Wearing armor and holding a white tassel spear, they are Keanan army. Through the information transmitted by the mission, various countries already know that Liyue is a commercial country. Although there are no ninjas, there is an army called Keanan to maintain public security. It's said to be an army, but in fact, it's just a few dozen people. Moreover, according to observation, Sergeant Keanan does not have chakra, so he does not know ninjutsu, although he has practiced taijutsu hard. But in terms of strength, it is at most the level of an average Chūnin. It can be said that in terms of force, Keanan army has nothing to worry about. Open black lens bracket. Third Tsuchikage. Why are there so many people? Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. Fourth cage. Not only that. The momentum of some of them, that one, and the one in blue clothes. I'm afraid they are not weaker than elite Jonin. Close black lens bracket. Fourth Raikage. Could it be that Liyue secretly raised a large number of Keanan troops? What do they want to do? Close black lens bracket. Third Hokage. Be patient and look carefully. The scene in the picture is not like Liyue today. Close black lens bracket. Terumi Mei. How come this yellowed picture quality looks a bit like the past scenes in the interspersed inventory? Close black lens bracket. Contrary to what other countries know, this Thousand Rocks army has thousands of people in neat formations and flying flags. Not only that, a few of them did not wear conventional armor, and the weapons in their hands were also different, revealing a powerful aura far beyond ordinary Keanan army soldiers. 910 has such military strength, not to mention compared with ordinary small countries, even if it is placed among the 5 major countries, it is still at the forefront. For a time, all countries were shocked. But soon, everyone discovered that the scene at this time was not like the present, but a bit like the memories of the past. Shows are different from live broadcasts. They are basically things that happened in the past. Advertisement. But Liyue was only established 3 years ago, and the scene in the picture looks like it was at least decades ago. Decades ago, the country of waves was just a small and backward land. How could it have such a majestic Keanan army? There were so many things to puzzle over that for a while, everyone could only restrain their emotions temporarily and continue reading. Samyi. They seem to be taking an oath. Close black lens bracket. Darui. Do you swear allegiance to that person? Close black lens bracket. In the picture, a blurry figure stood in front of the Keanan army. Looking at this figure, all the Keanan army's eyes were burning and their admiration was beyond words. Thousands of rocks are solid, and the weight of the mountains cannot be moved. Qiancheng Dragon Armor, Jingyao Shenshi. Tianeng Mountain is the proof. We in the Keanan army should follow the Emperor's footsteps to eliminate disasters, take care of all people, and protect Liyue. AFCE. The contract has been made, and those who reveal their faces shall receive the rock-eating area. Hitaki Kakashi. They are indeed swearing allegiance, but it is in the form of establishing a contract. I have to say, this is indeed very Liyue. Close black lens bracket. Third Hokage. That person is King Ganoh. Could it be that King Rock was a person of the same era as first generation and others decades ago? Close black lens bracket. Third Tsuchikage. Or, just like the Shadow, the King of Rocks is a title. Close black lens bracket. Seeing this, everyone started discussing heatedly again. Although it is a bit strange to swear allegiance in the form of a contract, for Liyue, who is based on the spirit of contract, it feels quite normal. In contrast, what everyone is more interested in is the person with whom the Keanan army established the contract, Emperor Yan, the real leader of Liyue. Unfortunately, the image was already dark, and Emperor Yanwang seemed to be in a mist, unable to see his face clearly. It was even difficult to determine whether he was a boy or a girl. Advertisement. Boom. Just as everyone was discussing heatedly, there was a sudden loud roar, and the scene in Wangzong changed again. Time has changed, I don't know how long it has been. The huge rocky abyss like a black hole suddenly spewed out a large amount of ominous black gas. From the black energy, all kinds of ferocious monsters surged out and ran towards Liyue like crazy. Thousands of rocks are solid, and the weight of the mountains cannot be moved. Qiancheng Dragon Armor, Jingyao Shenshi. Seeing that the people of Liyue were about to become the blood food of the monsters, and Liyue City was about to become a hell on earth, at this moment, with loud shouts, the Keanan army rushed out. Holding a white tassel spear, he used his flesh and blood to build a defense line and block the monsters outside Liyue City. Next, there was a dark fight. Countless magical beasts kept pouring out from the huge rock abyss where the black energy was surging, like huge waves, rushing towards the Keanan army crazily. Under the fierce attack of the monsters, Keanan army fell down one after another and was torn into blurred flesh and blood. But even so, Keanan army still did not take a step back. We have established a contract with the Emperor. We will protect the people of Liyue to the death. Not only that, relying on the firm belief in their hearts and Liyue's spirit of contract, the Keanan army pushed the monster back to Larian Muyuan step by step. However, at this time, the black air in the rocky abyss was surging, really like a bottomless abyss, and no one knew how many monsters there were in it. However, the Keanan army, which originally numbered thousands of people, has long been reduced to less than 1 in 10, or even less than 1 in 100. In order to end things once and for all, for the people of Liyue, and to abide by the contract with the Emperor, several strangers resolutely stood up and sealed the black energy of the layered rock abyss with their own lives. Uzumaki Naruto. They, the Sengen army, are all dead. Close black lens bracket. Haruno Sakura. Yeah, it's so miserable. Close black lens bracket. Advertisement. Yamanaka Ino. Although I know that this happened decades or even 100 years ago, I still want to cry when I see this scene. Close black lens bracket. Darui. Although they died in battle, they protected the village. They are all real heroes. Close black lens bracket. Changjuro. I want to know what allowed them to do this. Close black lens bracket. Ching. The belief in protecting the village. Close black lens bracket. Sam Yi. Faith. To be precise, it should be called Liyue's contract spirit. Close black lens bracket. Hitaki Kakashi. Yes, their people have all concluded a contract with Emperor Yanwang. Keanan is strong and unshakable, and will always protect Liyue. Terumi Mei. It turns out that this is the true meaning of the spirit of contract. Close black lens bracket. After the Keanan army sacrificed most of its people, it sealed the black energy of the layer rock abyss, and the display about Liyue ended immediately. Although the screen has been closed, the shock caused by it will not subside for a long time. Everyone could not help but be moved by the bravery of Keanan army and moved by their spirit of contract. At this time, in the hearts of everyone, the spirit of Liyue contract is not only a business behavior, but also a belief, an unswerving belief in protecting Liyue and protecting the people of Liyue. Ranking of beliefs, it was not until after watching Liyue's display that everyone gradually understood its connotation. Open black lens bracket. The voting session begins. Close black lens bracket. Number 3. The Kingdom of Iron Bushido. Open black lens bracket. No 2. Konohagakure will of fire. Close black lens bracket. No 1. Liyue spirit of contract. The crowd had not yet come out of their tragic mood, the words were scrolling on the marquee, and the voting process had already begun. 0753 times at the top of the list. The 6th largest country in the future. Previous chapter. Next chapter. Advertisement. Is it because of that battle that the originally powerful Keanan army became such a desolate situation today? Although they admired the bravery of Keanan army and lamented their sacrifice, at this time, the top leaders of the 5 major countries all breathed a sigh of relief. What was shown on the sky screen was the Keanan army in the past, but as they could see, there were only a few dozen people left in the Keanan army today. After all, if the Keanan army still existed, even the 5 major countries would have to regard it as a major enemy. For the 5 major countries, this is really a good thing. However, what they don't know is that even now, deep in Tianeng Mountain, there is actually the Dakion Rock House. Weird time, weird Liyue. In addition, regarding the history of Keanan army, when did it happen? If it was a long time ago, Liyue was supposed to have been established just 3 years ago, why did it already exist at that time? If such an earth-shattering war happened in the past 2 years, why didn't other countries know about it? Countries around the world are puzzled by this. However, there are too many mysteries about Liyue, and this one can only be temporarily put aside among the many mysteries. Mifune. The Bushido of the Iron Kingdom is the embodiment of the bravery and fearless belief of the warriors. Please give us your vote. Mitokado Homura. Wherever Konoha flies, fire grows endlessly. Konoha's will of fire is by no means a tool to control power, but a beacon that illuminates future generations. Close black lens bracket. The voting session has begun. Although Bushido and Will of Fire have been ridiculed to death in previous demonstrations, at this time, the top leaders of the two villages still shamelessly stood up to canvass for votes. After all, compared to national awards, how much is face worth? Maybe one more vote may determine the final outcome, just like the second round of rankings. As long as they can get to the top of the list, let alone canvassing votes, even if they are asked to strip and dance for fun, they will not hesitate. Advertisement. However, this round of ranking voting is probably not as simple as a 0.1% gap. From the beginning of the voting, Liyue's vote count has been overwhelming. This situation is very similar to the first round. From the beginning, the spirit of contract was only regarded as a kind of business reputation, but later it was discovered that it has penetrated into every aspect of people's lives in Liyue. Surprise at first, then shock at the rock-eating punishment. Until the end, everyone was moved when they saw the Keanan army, who believed in the spirit of contract, dying outside Liyue City one after another. At this time, in everyone's mind, the spirit of contract seems to be an unswerving ethics. In fact, after the display screen ended, this round of voting had no status. Third Tsuchikage. Everyone has already made up their minds, so what's the use of canvassing votes? Close black lens bracket. Fourth Cage. Just a little bit of fantasy for self-comfort. Close black lens bracket. In response to this, Tsuchikage and Cage, the only two villages among the 5 major nations that had not been shortlisted, couldn't help but laugh again. But speaking of it, the current results are not satisfactory for the 4 major countries except Konoha. For the same reason, compared to Konoha receiving rewards and becoming a superpower, any other small country receiving rewards cannot pose a real threat to the 4 countries such as Rock Shinobi. Even Liyue, who has won the championship twice in a row, received awards twice, and gradually showed strength that was unexpected by other countries. Of course, it would be even better if the weaker Iron country wins. But it's a pity that Bushido is too lame and this is not possible at all. Therefore, the 4 major countries could only reluctantly accept the fact that Liyue reached the summit 3 times. Open black lens bracket voting is over, close black lens bracket. Number 3. Iron country Bushido 8.4%. Advertisement. Open black lens bracket No 2. Konohagakure Will of Fire 13.4% close black lens bracket. No 1. Liyue Spirit of Contract 78.2%. Sure enough, the result was no surprise. A moment later, the voting ended, and Liyue once again took the top spot in the main round of belief rankings with an absolute advantage. Terumi Mei. Liyue indeed won again. Close black lens bracket. Uzumaki Naruto. Damn it. Konoha's Will of Fire is obviously not bad. It's all the fault of Tenmaku for not showing the Will of Fire properly. Close black lens bracket. Third Hokage. Although it is a pity, the Will of Fire will not be dimmed because of this, but will become brighter, and will always shine on the younger generations of Konoha to thrive. Close black lens bracket. Fourth Cage. Still brainwashing at this time, it is really Konoha's usual style. Close black lens bracket. Liyue, the country of Wave, tops the list in the 3rd round of belief ranking. Reward distribution. Liyue's land area expanded by 20%. Domestic resources increased by 20%. The overall quality of the citizens increased by 20%. Close black lens bracket. Just as everyone was discussing the results, the prompt in the sky appeared again. Boom. The next moment, the screen turned to Liyue again. With a loud roar, Liyue's land area increased again, and domestic resources emerged again. And the golden light that can improve the quality of the people also shines on all the people of Liyue for the 3rd time. 0. Please give me flowers. Mifune. Iron country has been shortlisted but failed to win the championship. It's really a pity. Close black lens bracket. Mitokado Homura. The champion of this round should have belonged to Konoha. Unfortunately, the Will of Fire was misinterpreted by some people with bad intentions. Close black lens bracket. Terumi Mei. With 3 consecutive rewards, in less than 2 months, the area of the island of Wave country has exceeded the main island of Water country. Close black lens bracket. Fourth Cage. The ranking should continue. If they are allowed to win a few more times, then there may really be a 6th largest country in the world. Close black lens bracket. Fourth Raikage. There are enough 5 great powers, Cloud Shinobi will never allow a 6th great power to appear. Advertisement. Third Tsuchikage. We at Rock Shinobi agree with this. Close black lens bracket. Although I have experienced the scene in the sky 3 times, it is still so shocking every time. The envy and jealousy of all countries are beyond words. In particular, Iron Kingdom and Konoha, who had been shortlisted and had a chance to compete for rewards. At the same time, Liyue, who had received 3 consecutive awards and whose strength continued to skyrocket, also made the 5 major countries more and more vigilant. At this time, Wang's words have already revealed that once Liyue's development threatens them, they will even join forces to remove this threat. Just like how we treated the kingdom of Whirlpool, let it completely disappear from this world. Boom, boom. Amid everyone's discussion, the whole process lasted for about 20 minutes, and the expansion of the island finally stopped, which means that all the rewards have been cashed out. Open black lens bracket Uzumaki Naruto. Coming, close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket Haruno Sakura. Idiot. Don't remind others. Close black lens bracket. Tiantian. Even without his reminder, we would have already been prepared. Close black lens bracket. Karui. This time, I must answer the questions correctly and win the reward. Close black lens bracket. The ranking has ended, and instead of subsiding, everyone's enthusiasm has become more and more excited. Based on the experience of the previous 2 rounds, the questioning session that is more important to individuals is about to begin. Open black lens bracket. The question and answer session begins. Close black lens bracket. If one day, Liyue will destroy your village, only if you sincerely surrender to Liyue can your village be pardoned. Will you surrender? Close black lens bracket. Note. Please answer according to your true wishes. Sure enough, when the reward distribution screen ended, as the subtitles rolled, the questions in the question and answer session were answered correctly. 076 Taigu, transformed into the King of Beasts. Previous chapter. Next chapter. Advertisement. This is. When they saw the problem, everyone who was already ready to attack couldn't help but be stunned for a moment. Compared with the open-ended questions in the second round, this time it is also similar to the true-false questions in the first round. There are only 2 choices, and there is a 50% chance of answering any one of them correctly. But the question itself is difficult to answer. Betray the village for the sake of the village. If the answer is no, it means that your will to protect the village is not enough. If the answer is yes, it means that you may rebel, and your feelings for the village are also not enough. Although there are only 2 choices for this question, it is clearly blocked at both ends. Countless people cursed in their hearts, which pervert asked this question. Open black lens bracket Hyuga Hinata. I can. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. Congratulations to Konohagakure Hyuga Hinata, the answer is correct. Close black lens bracket. When many people were still struggling, as a barrage was sent out, the sky screen immediately locked and gave a hint for the correct answer. Quote. This is. Damn it. Another. Chi was preempted by someone else. Everyone who was still hesitating at first became annoyed when they saw this scene. The third chance was missed again. Haruno Sakura. I obviously answered, yes, earlier, why didn't I answer it correctly? Close black lens bracket. Darui. Is it related to the remarks of the question? Answer according to your true wishes. Close black lens bracket. Hitaki Kakashi. The answer to this question is actually not difficult. In addition to little Sakura, there should be many people who gave the answer earlier than Hinata. And yes or no, there should be 2 answers. However, only Hinata's answer was deemed correct. Explain that only Hinata's answer is the true intention of the heart. Close black lens bracket. Advertisement. Yuhi Kurenai. In other words, only Hinata, at least Hinata first, is sincerely willing to sacrifice everything to protect the village, even if it means losing the village. Close black lens bracket. Sarutobi Asuma. As expected of the princess of the Hyuga clan, even Jonin Lycus can't help but feel ashamed of her determination. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket Uzumaki Naruto. Huh. Doesn't that mean that Sakura-chan's answer is not sincere? She actually wouldn't do that at all. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket Haruno Sakura. Shut up. Idiot Naruto. Close black lens bracket. Kuritsuchi. Rather than being sincere, what I care more about is why someone from Konoha got the reward this time. Close black lens bracket. Terumi Mei. Who asked me to run with you 3 times in a row? Hehe. It's a consolation prize. Close black lens bracket. Shimura Danzo. Bastard. Don't mention the matter of running with Konoha again and again. Close black lens bracket. Ching. Haha, some people broke the defense. Close black lens bracket. There are 3 rounds of questions and answers, and the questions in the 3 rounds are all different. This time, it seems to be a simple true or false question, but in fact, it is testing one's faith. I have to say that this point is completely consistent with the theme of this round of rankings. Just as Kurenai Yuhi said, Hinata is definitely not the only one who is willing to sacrifice everything for the village, even if she has to betray the village. However, she was indeed the first to make up her mind. It was precisely because of this that Tianmu recognized her as the correct answer. When you understand this, compared to Naruto's bad luck and Shaoli's stupidity in the first round, Hinata is more convincing and even admirable. After all, this kind of belief may not be possessed by many elite jonin, let alone a 12 or 13-year-old genin. Personal reward distribution. Konohagakure Hyuga Hinata obtained the Imperial equipment transformed into the King of Beasts. Amid everyone's discussion and joking, the text on the marquee scrolled, and personal rewards were also distributed. Open black lens bracket Uzumaki Naruto, Taigu. What is that? Close black lens bracket. Uchiha Sasuke. Some kind of prop. Close black lens bracket. Hyuga Hinata. Naruto-kun, this is a belt with magical power. Close black lens bracket. Advertisement. Open black lens bracket Uzumaki Naruto, belt. Hinata, I'll go find you right now and let me see. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket Tiantian. I'll go too. Close black lens bracket. Regarding the reward content, there were only simple words in the sky, and everyone knew almost nothing about this completely unfamiliar name. Out of curiosity, Konoha's friends rushed to Hyuga's house as soon as possible. People in other villages can only make various guesses based on their names. Darui. Beasts, are they items related to animals? Close black lens bracket. Ching. It should have some special ability, is it to summon animals? Close black lens bracket. Sam Yi. It can't be that simple. After all, this is equivalent to the blood inheritance limit. Close black lens bracket. Feel sorry. While others were still analyzing their guesses, Naruto and others had already arrived at Hyuga's house. But unfortunately, he was stopped directly outside the door by the servant. The sect master has ordered that the eldest lady will not see any guests today. Why? Fool. Tenten rolled her eyes at Naruto and explained. How could a ninja leak such important information about his own abilities so easily? At the same time, deep in the Hyuga clan mansion, Hinata has been called to the training room by her father. Let's get started. 1 inch. Yes. Hinata, who was a little timid in the face of her strict father, took a deep breath and started to demonstrate gentle fist. And around her waist, there is now a belt, which is the King of Beasts rewarded by the sky, also known as the Lion King. Yes, after transforming into a beast, your strength has indeed been greatly improved in all aspects. Advertisement. After a while, after watching Hinata's display, Hiashi nodded slightly. The so-called Taigu are 48 powerful weapons with special abilities developed from the legendary super dangerous species in Otherworld, combined with rare metals and lost secret techniques. This Beast King transformation, as one of them, has the ability to transform the holder into a beast, thereby greatly improving his physical fitness. At the same time, senses such as smell will also be strengthened to achieve the purpose of searching for enemies. I have to say that this Imperial weapon fits perfectly with the Hyuga clan, which focuses on hand-to-hand combat and possesses the Byakugan detection ability. Moreover, the secret of becoming the King of Beasts, the lion is immortal, can also greatly improve the holder's recovery power. Even if the hands and feet are cut off, or the eyes are blinded, they can still recover on their own. And this has undoubtedly greatly improved Hinata's combat endurance, turning her into a strong immune to death. It is indeed a heavenly reward. After fully understanding the effect of becoming the King of Beasts through Hinata's explanation and specific demonstration, Hiashi nodded again. At the same time, I let out a long sigh of relief in my heart. As the top noble family in Konoha, the Hyuga clan has a strong concept of direct descendants. Only the eldest son can inherit the family, while the second son must establish his own branch house and protect the clan family like a bodyguard. Just like Hiashi and his twin brother Hisashi, just because Hisashi is the second son, no matter how good he is, he can only become a branch house. He even committed suicide in order to protect the Zong family. 4.8. As the eldest daughter of the clan, Hinata will take over the Hyuga clan sooner or later. Because of this, Hiashi is extremely strict with Hinata. However, Hinata's gentle personality has prevented her from making much progress in strength. At least in Hiashi's opinion, she is still far from being qualified to be the head of the Hyuga clan. Therefore, Hiashi has been extremely worried. Now, with the help of the King of Beasts, Hinata's strength has skyrocketed, and he can finally feel a little more at ease. The item as a reward for the Sky Curtain has an automatic binding function, which means that this item cannot be used by anyone except Hinata. Remember, although there is no need to worry about the ability being stolen, Hiashi can't help but give some advice to his innocent daughter. Do not reveal your ability to transform into the King of Beasts to others. I understand, father. Hinata nodded solemnly, glanced at the Beast King transformation around her waist, and suddenly felt relaxed. 077 Triple Reward, 3 Great Imperial Weapons. Previous chapter. Next chapter. Advertisement. Open black lens bracket. This round of ranking is over, close black lens bracket. The 4th round of ranking will be held in 3 months. During the idle period of the ranking, the screen will lock on the top 3 ninja villages of this round and extract the screen in real time. Close black lens bracket. Everyone can still send comments during the live broadcast, including but not limited to living people. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. Stay tuned. Close black lens bracket. After the individual rewards were distributed, the subtitles scrolled in the sky, and this round of rankings also came to an end. As before, the release time of the next round of rankings and the rules during the period were explained. The rules have changed again. This is, originally they just glanced at it casually, but when they saw the 4th line, everyone couldn't help but be startled. Then he quickly checked it carefully again. After confirmation, everyone's eyes widened with horror on their faces. Including but not limited to living people. In other words, could it be said that dead people can also send barrages? How can this be? Through the barrage, everyone in the entire ninja world has realized cross-regional real-time communication. Now, if the dead are also brought in, it will not only cross regions, but also cross yin and yang. I have to say, this is really amazing. Kuretsuchi. Call second Tsuchikage-sama. First Tsuchikage-sama. I am Iwagakure Kuretsuchi, can you see it? Close black lens bracket. Ow. If it is true, 05 please respond to Miss Shinobi Senpai. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. 4th cage. 3rd generation, are you here? Tell me, who killed you? Close black lens bracket. Advertisement. After a while, they completely reacted and many people began to send barrages to verify the authenticity. However, no response was received. In other words, there is no barrage of dead people. Kuretsuchi. Are 1st generation and 2nd generation asleep? Or is this rule simply fake? Close black lens bracket. Hitaki Kakashi. The rules that have been given are unlikely to be wrong. It is very likely that we have misunderstood them. Close black lens bracket. Samyi. Please note that the order of words in this rule has changed from the 2nd round. Close black lens bracket. Darui. In addition to the additional sentence, including but not limited to living people, the sentence, everyone can still send barrages, is mentioned at the front, during live broadcasts, has always been placed at the back. Close black lens bracket. Ching. In other words, only during the live broadcast, dead people can send barrages. Close black lens bracket. Huang 2. And now, we are not during the live broadcast. Close black lens bracket. Unlike after the 2nd round, Tianmu did not always have live broadcast. It must be because, even if 3 villages are locked at the same time, there will be no incidents happening all the time, so there is no need for live broadcast. What's more, compared to the 2nd round, the time span this time has been increased to 1 obstacle. Have you been broadcasting the daily life of 3 villages for such a long time? There is no live broadcast at this time, so you can still continue to send comments. However, if you read the rules carefully, you will find that dead people can only send barrages during the live broadcast, and they cannot send them like living people at this time. Sarutobi Asuma. Although it is not possible to send barrages during non-live broadcast, but think about it again, is it because they just cannot send it? Can they see the barrages? Close black lens bracket. Darui. This question is indeed very interesting, but now it seems that if you want to know the answer, you can only wait until the live broadcast and ask the dead seniors. Close black lens bracket. Hitaki Kakashi. The ever-changing rules, or more accurately, the rules that are constantly improving and evolving, are really interesting. Close black lens bracket. Orochimaru. It's more than interesting. Dead people can send barrages. This world will be in chaos because of this, Gia. Close black lens bracket. The 3 rankings and the subsequent 3 rules have all changed to varying degrees. Or as Kakashi said, becoming more and more perfect, just like evolution. Advertisement. When they realized this, everyone couldn't help but become more and more curious about Tianmu. What kind of power is behind this magical scene? And why do the rules keep changing? Although confused, due to the lack of information, it is difficult to make a conclusion at the moment. However, only for this change, dead people will join the chat barrage, even if it is only during the live broadcast. It will have a major impact on the entire ninja world and everyone. If we say that after the 2nd round of rankings, barrages can be sent continuously, allowing the ninja world to realize cross-regional real-time communication and changing the communication method of the ninja world. Then this time, communicating across yin and yang, I'm afraid it will cause chaos in the ninja world just like Orochimaru said. The simplest thing is that when the deceased speaks, many unsolved cases will be solved instantly. For example, the cause of death of San Shinobi 3rd Cage and who is the murderer. As long as 3rd Cage sends a barrage, everything will be clear. After that, San Shinobi is bound to take action, and who knows which people and forces are involved, and how much chaos it will cause. And this is just one of many unsolved cases. Trouble. Thinking of this, everyone couldn't help but have a headache. After all, no one's butt is clean either. In addition, everyone immediately began to study if the dead can really speak, whether this can be used to gain benefits, and how to use it. At the same time, congratulations to host. You have tripled your personal reward. At the Jade Pavilion in Liyue, Hinata received a personal reward for answering the questions correctly. As the host, Luli immediately received 3 times the reward. Taigu. According to the rules, although the rewards are not the same thing, they belong to the same category. Therefore, what Luli obtained was 3 pieces of Imperial equipment. Kill with 1 cut. Also known as Murasama, the blade is covered with poison. As long as it is cut, even if there is a small scratch, the poison will spread rapidly from the wound to the whole body, and there is no cure. It is a demon sword specially made for killing. Close black lens bracket. Advertisement. Dimensional phalanx. Also known as Shangri-La, it is a space movement taigu that can move the target to a designated location instantly, but it consumes a lot of energy. Close black lens bracket. Super power spray. Also known as Balzac, this mask-type taigu can bring out 100% of the wearer's potential. Interesting. Looking at the detailed introduction of the 3 Imperial tools, Luli chuckled and thought slightly in his heart. 1 kill, the protagonist taigu in the original work. With the ability to kill with 1 hit, unless there are some special opponents, such as dead people or puppets, as long as they are living people, or living creatures, they have to fear 180 powerful taigu. However, compared to the 1 kill, the other 2 taigu, which were not very famous, made Luli more concerned. In the original work, it is natural to kill with 1 strike, which is even more fishy. But in the ninja world, ninjas who already have special abilities, these 2 taigu have a higher upper limit. Dimensional square array, in the original work, cannot be used continuously because of its huge energy consumption. But for ninjas with chakra, they should be able to afford this consumption. In this way, wouldn't this be a powerful ability to teleport at will? You know, Sasuke's awakening of the 6 Magatama Rinnegan's ninjutsu Tenshou power is just a similar ability, and it has to be exchanged with other objects to teleport. Super power is ejected, returning 100% of the Emperor's breath that stimulates the user's potential. In the original work, everyone is essentially an ordinary person, and how high their potential can be. But in this world, all kinds of ninjas, many of them have great potential. For example, if Uzumaki Naruto, the protagonist, is equipped with this taigu, he can control 9 tails instantly and even draw out the power of Ashura. To whom? Thinking of this, Luli couldn't help but nod it again. Oranges in the south and tangerines in the north, the same things, in a different environment, are really completely different. However, he still had to think about who would use these 3 Imperial tools. Congratulations to host. The overall evaluation of the Kingdom of God has met the requirements, and it has been officially promoted to the 10th level of the Kingdom of God. Just when Luli was thinking, a system prompt suddenly appeared. 078 finally achieved. Promoted to the 10th level of the Kingdom of God. Previous chapter. Next chapter. Advertisement. It's done. It's finally done. Seeing the prompt, Luli was slightly startled, then stood up with excitement on his face. Ranked 3 times, each time the top spot increases the overall national strength by 20%, and a total of 3 rewards are obtained, finally reaching the requirements of the 10th level Divine Kingdom. Boom, boom. Immediately afterwards, bursts of thunder suddenly sounded over the entire Liyue sky. The sound spread throughout Liyue, and could even be heard clearly by neighboring countries in the distance. The thunder roared, but it was not threatening. Instead, it was full of joy, just like a festive salute. This is. Hundreds of thousands of people in Liyue looked at the clear sky above their heads and listened to the bursts of thunder from the sky, and couldn't help but be stunned. I seem to have heard this kind of thunder several times before, but never as loud and exciting as this time. Did something good happen again? And after every thunder, Liyue will undergo earth-shaking changes. After coming back to their senses, the people of Liyue couldn't help but smile. Under the leadership of King Yan, Liyue's life is getting better and better. Boom, boom. The thunder lasted for a full 10 minutes before it stopped. Looking at it now, Liyue Island seems to have not changed much. Finally promoted to the 10th level of the Kingdom of God. Standing on the edge of Chūnin Jade Pavilion, listening to the thunder stop, looking at Liyue City under his feet, and then looking into the distance, the entire ninja world, Luli stood with his hands behind his hands, with a proud smile on his face. Advertisement. In 3 years, Luli started from scratch and built it up bit by bit, until Liyue became what it is today. And today, Liyue's promotion to the 10th level of the Divine Kingdom is the greatest recognition of his hard work over the past 3 years. The promotion to the 10th level of the Kingdom of God is completed. Subsidiary country function is enabled. Congratulations to host. Obtained a subject country. Congratulations to host. Obtained the Horn of Zephyr Eagle. Open black lens bracket. Congratulations to host. For earning 100,000 points. Close black lens bracket. At the same time, the system prompts sounded again, and the rewards for promotion to the Kingdom of God were distributed. Point 10. Seeing the content of the reward, Liyue was slightly startled, and then his eyes widened with shock, exclaiming that it was indeed a promotion reward from the 10th level of the Kingdom of God. The so-called Kingdom of God system is like a management and construction game. The Kingdom of God itself generates points regularly, and the points are used to build the Kingdom of God. When the construction reaches a certain level, the Kingdom of God is upgraded. After upgrading, more points can be generated to build the Kingdom of God faster, and continue to upgrade, and so on. You know, with 100,000 points, even a 10th level Divine Kingdom will take a year to come into being. Even for such a powerful unit as Ruotuo Dragon King, it only takes 10,000 points to summon it to this world. Promoting to the 10th level of the Divine Kingdom will award 100,000 points at once, which is enough for Liyue to summon 10 more powerful men like Ruotuo Dragon King. The rewards are so rich, one can see from this Madara. In fact, every promotion in the Kingdom of God will bring about a leap forward improvement in strength, and a large part of the reason is the generous promotion rewards. And the reason why Liyue is confident that after being promoted to the 10th level Divine Kingdom, he can even compete with the 5 major powers, is precisely because of this. Now it seems that he was right. It was even said that the promotion reward for the 10th level Divine Kingdom was more generous than he had previously expected. Advertisement. Horn of the Eagle of the West Wind. In addition to the most basic points, there are also 2 advanced rewards. The reward has been distributed. At this time, there is an extra horn in the inventory, with an embossed pattern on it, like a flapping eagle. It didn't look like anything special. After looking at it for a moment, Liyue looked directly at the detailed introduction. Horn of the West Wind Eagle. After blowing it, the Knights of the West Wind can be permanently summoned. Close black lens bracket. ... This is. The introduction was very brief, but after reading it, Liyue's eyes widened again, and his face was full of shock. Liyue created by Liyue is actually taken from the world of Genshin Impact. Among the original gods, there are a total of 7 countries, and Liyue is just one of them. The Knights of the West Wind, affiliated to Mondstadt, one of the 7 kingdoms, is the Eagle of the West Wind in the guardianship of Mondstadt's 4 winds, and is also the actual manager of Mondstadt. In addition to the 10 teams under his command, including the cavalry team, investigation team, guerrilla team, and logistics team, there are also other groups such as the alchemy team and the West Wind Cathedral. Various armed personnel, totaling more than 1,200 people. Among them, in addition to the captains of the 10 teams, Detective Knight Amber, Spark Knight Kelly, Librarian Lisa, Prayer Priest Barbara, Sister Rosalia and others also have extremely high combat effectiveness. The Deputy Captain, Lion Tooth Knight Shin, and the Grand Captain, Northwind Knight Falga, are powerful enough to fight against the devil. Overall, as a complete military force in Mondstadt, the Knights of the West Wind, even if they cannot compare with Liyue who has Ruotuo Dragon King, Immortal Yaksha, and Keanan army, are not far behind. In the current ninja world, the strength of the Knights of the West Wind alone far exceeds that of an ordinary small village and is directly catching up with the 5 major countries. This Zephyr Eagle Horn is a prop that can summon the Zephyr Knights. Moreover, it is a permanent summons. In other words, the Knights of the West Wind summoned by blowing the horn can exist in the ninja world forever. It is indeed a reward for promotion to the 10th level of the Kingdom of God. Thinking of this, Liyue couldn't help but admire again. Advertisement. This reward alone will increase Liyue's overall strength by nearly 30%. Nice one. After a moment of excitement, Liyue put away the horn of the West Wind Eagle, which he cherished very much, and did not blow it immediately. Although the West Wind Knights are powerful, the sudden appearance of such a large armed force in the ninja world will inevitably attract the attention and strong reactions of other parties. Liyue does not intend to summon him for the time being unless necessary, or before he has thought about the placement of the Knights of the West Wind. Subsidiary State. Immediately afterwards, Liyue presented the last reward. As Liyue was promoted to the 10th level of the Divine Kingdom, an additional function was opened, the Vassal State. The so-called dependent countries are small countries that are dependent on the suzerain country. For specific functions, Liyue can spend a large amount of Jiao points to manifest a completely loyal subject. Like Liyue, vassal countries can also generate points and continuously upgrade. Liyue took a look and realized that he would need 100,000 points to become an initial first-level subject country. 100,000 points is a sky-high price. But you must know that directly embodying a country not only includes a large number of people, but also complete infrastructure facilities, it is the cultural background. This is real, equivalent to exchanging a country. But 100,000 points is too expensive. Under normal circumstances, if the points are not very sufficient, Liyue would not be willing to establish a tributary state. And one of the 3 major rewards for this promotion is a subject country. In other words, Liyue can directly redeem a subject country without consuming any points. Which country? After checking it out, Liyue was excited again. At the same time, I can't help but wonder which country is being represented. 079A country appears. Uzushio hidden village in the country of Uzumaki. Previous chapter. Next chapter. Advertisement. An hour later, Hyun Yuge flew over a desert island. You guys go back first. Let Ningguang and the others drive Hyun Yu Pavilion back to Liyue, while Lu Li jumped and fell straight to the deserted island 10,000 meters below. Hoo. Under the acceleration of gravity, Lu Li's falling speed continues to soar. The huge heat generated by friction with the air emits red light, like a meteorite falling from the sky. Boom. In the blink of an eye, Lu Li was about to hit the ground, and was about to hit the desert island, but his figure suddenly stopped in midair, and the huge reaction force, accompanied by a loud roar, aroused a strong explosion of air. Whether it was the friction of falling or the impact of forced deceleration, it was not worth mentioning to Lu Li, who had the complete template of the rock demon god. Snap. The next moment, Lu Li's feet gently landed on the desert island. The damage is very serious. He stood with his hands behind his hands and looked around. He saw some dilapidated houses scattered among the messy trees and grass on the island, and under the moss and vines, the ruins of the war-scorched walls could be vaguely seen. Obviously, there were people living here originally, but after a great war, 217 people here fled to death, and the island was completely deserted. And the country that was once located on this island was also destroyed. That's right, it's right here. Walking around the island, you can see some round emblems like Uzumaki everywhere on the dilapidated buildings. Lu Li nodded slightly. That's right, this is the former kingdom of Whirlpool. More than 60 years ago, the Senju clan and the Uchiha clan united, and brought together the Hyuga, Aburame and other clans to establish Konohagakure relying on the land of fire. At the same time, the other four major countries also gathered a large number of clans and established hidden villages. Advertisement. Seeing this, other small countries followed suit and began to build their own ninja villages. The ninja world has moved from the Sengoku era, where families were fighting, to an era where all nations are in a state of unity. At that time, there was the Uzumaki clan, which was famous in the ninja world for its sealing techniques. At the same time that Senju Hashirama established Konoha, Uzumaki Ashina, the leader of the Uzumaki clan, also established Uzumaki Gakuin in the country of Uzumaki with his powerful strength. The Uzumaki clan are both descendants of Ashura, and are distantly related to the Senju clan, so they have good relations with Konoha. In order to reflect the bond between the two villages, Konoha also printed the Uzumaki emblem of the Uzumaki clan on Jonin's clothing. But later, because other ninja villages were afraid of the Uzumaki clan's sealing technique, they finally united and launched an invasion of the Kingdom of Whirlpool. After that battle, the Kingdom of Whirlpool suffered heavy casualties and was eventually destroyed. The surviving minority people were also scattered everywhere, and had no choice but to survive incognito. Regarding the Kingdom of Whirlpool, there is actually not much description in the original work, but this information alone is enough to see how powerful she is. That's it. Liyue was promoted to the 10th level of the Divine Kingdom and received the reward of directly manifesting a kingdom. Although there is no need to spend additional points, there are still some restrictions if you want to change a country. First, the venue. A real country is not a castle in the air. Territory is the foundation. In other words, Lu Li needs to find a place large enough to host the country that emerged from this county. In fact, the same was true for Liyue back then. It was precisely because of the island of the country of waves that Liyue could appear. Second, the blueprint. Since it is embodied and not fabricated out of thin air, it is necessary to have a blueprint in advance. According to the blueprint, transform this country into the present world. When binding the system, Lu Li obtained the demon god of rock template, so he chose Liyue as the blueprint. Third, it cannot conflict with the present world. Advertisement. It is impossible for two identical people to appear in the same time and space, and the same is true for countries. In other words, the country embodied by Lu Li cannot be a country that currently exists in this world. Therefore, either choose a country from another world or choose a country that has disappeared or has not yet appeared in this world. The country of whirlpools. After some thought AFCI, Lu Li decided to embody the kingdom of Whirlpool, which was destroyed decades ago, as Liyue's first subject state. In fact, Lu Li originally had many other options. The world of Genshin Impact, which comes from the same place as Liyue, has many choices such as Mondstadt, Daoji, and Zumi. They are both one of the 7 kingdoms, and even if they are not as rich as Liyue, at least they are not much different. As for other countries in the world with various characteristics, there are countless others. But Lu Li finally decided to postpone these countries and instead realize a country that once existed in the ninja world. Although this blueprint is far less perfect than Mondstadt, Inazuma and other countries, it has an advantage that other countries cannot match. That's prestige. As a country that once existed in the ninja world, even if it has just emerged and is only an initial first-level country, it can immediately attract the attention of all countries. And this is the purpose of Lu Li. It's really troublesome. After 3 rankings, Liyue topped the list 3 times. What was gradually revealed has aroused the fear of various countries. If the situation is allowed to continue like this, it is not difficult to predict that one day in the future, the countries that are deeply disturbed will eventually launch an attack on Liyue. Even the 5 major countries will unite. Although after being promoted to the 10th level of the Divine Kingdom, Liyue is not afraid with her current strength. However, if the 5 major powers really attack together, even if Liyue can win, it will still have to pay a price of casualties. And this is what Lu Li doesn't want to see. Advertisement. After all, he spent 3 years of hard work to become what Liyue is today. Moreover, the threats to this world are far from being as simple as the 5 major countries on the surface. To be on the safe side, Lu Li will delay for a while. The Kingdom of God generates points every day. The more points you have, the more resources you can redeem, thereby continuously increasing your strength. In other words, the longer time passes, the stronger Liyue will be. Therefore, Lu Li is preparing to materialize a country that once appeared, temporarily attracting the attention of all parties in the ninja world for Liyue, and thus giving Liyue more time to develop. After much deliberation, the Kingdom of Whirlpool is the most suitable. Mond, Inazuma, please wait. Of course, for other countries in Genshin Impact, Lu Li will also appear in this world sooner or later. However, it will take a while. When Liyue becomes strong enough, when points are abundant enough, these countries, Lu Li will all appear. Let's start. Now that he has decided, Lu Li no longer hesitates. With a deep gaze, Yan immediately used the tools to present a country's reward. Boom, boom. The next moment, when everything was confirmed, bursts of thunder suddenly sounded over the desert island. This thunder was just like Liyue's promotion to the 10th level of the Divine Kingdom. However, in comparison, the momentum is much smaller. And under the roar of thunder, the original deserted island, the weeds fell away, the houses were rebuilt, and individual figures gradually condensed, undergoing earth-shaking changes. 0802 Generations 9 Tails Jinchuriki is resurrected. Previous chapter. Next chapter. Advertisement. 2A level figures. As an initial country, 2A level characters can be included. By consuming points, you can summon the corresponding characters of the country, which are generally divided into 4 categories: S, A, B, and C. Among them, a level is roughly the strength of elite Jonin. It's just them. After pondering for a while, Lu Li made a choice. Immediately afterwards, the figures of the 2 women gradually solidified, and finally appeared in front of Lu Li. Mito has met the Emperor. Kushina has met the Emperor. As members of the Uzumaki clan, both of them have iconic red hair. One of them has cold eyes and a pair of buns, while the other one is passionate and has long hair shawl. As characters summoned together with the subject countries, they already knew all the reasons and origins when they arrived. For the summoner, Lu Li, who gave them new life and was like their master, they were absolutely loyal and did not dare to be disrespectful at all, and immediately saluted Lu Li. Good. Lu Li glanced at the 2 of them and nodded slightly. Uzumaki Mito, the wife of 1st Hokage Senju Hashirama, the first 9 Tails Jinchuriki. Uzumaki Kushina, the wife of 4th Hokage Namikaze Minato, 2nd generation 9 Tails Jinchuriki. As descendants of Ashura, in addition to their talents in sealing techniques, the Uzumaki clan has powerful chakra and tenacious vitality, making them the best choice for Jinchuriki. Uzumaki and Konoha have been friends for generations. Therefore, the 2 generations of Jinchuriki and Konoha are all served by the Uzumaki clan of Uzumaki Hidden Village and married to the Hokage of Konoha. Advertisement. And since Mito and Kushina can become 9 Tails Jinchuriki, it is enough to illustrate their strength. It was precisely because of these 2A level summoning opportunities that Lu Li chose them both without hesitation. I'm asking you. Looking at the 2 people, Lu Li suddenly spoke. If I order you to attack Konoha now, what will you do? I sincerely obey the Emperor's orders. Although you are ninjas from Uzushio Hidden Village, you all came to Konoha after all, and you spent most of your life in Konoha. It can be said that the bond with Konoha is. Now that we are no longer under the vortex, don't you think you can't bear it at all? Of course there will be some, but everything is the Emperor's order. Besides, after all, that happened in the previous life. Compared to Kushina with burning eyes, Mito looked more sober and continued. We were summoned by the Emperor and reincarnated as humans. Although we still carry the memories of our previous lives, those are all gone. It's a fleeting moment. Haha, well said. Regarding Mito's explanation, Lu Li couldn't help but nod again. As characters who are summoned, their absolute loyalty can be guaranteed under the constraints of the system. In order to maintain their abilities as much as possible, their original memories and personalities were not erased. However, as Mito said, being summoned by Lu Li and resurrected from the dead is like starting a second life. The original memories and bonds are all remnants of the first life and have nothing to do with this life. In addition, as a summoned character, he will appear in his strongest form. Therefore, both Mito and Kushina look like they were when they were young. This not only ensures that they have the strongest combat effectiveness, but also represents a good benefit to Lu Li. Both of them are still virgins. Grown-ups. Advertisement. Seeing Lu Li looking at them with a somewhat obscure look, Mito understood and asked directly. You want to favor us? Oh, it's really straightforward. Lu Li was startled for a moment, then smiled and waved his hand. I do have many women, but I have never used force. If one day you fall in love with me, I will naturally include you in my harem. Yes. The two women nodded and said nothing more. Although they were summoned by Lu Li, they were just subordinates and not tools to vent their desires. If Lu Li had any request in this regard, they could only comply. But if Lu Li doesn't force it, they can also follow their own wishes. As Lu Li said, if you fall in love with him, it's not a bad idea to be his woman. Speaking of which, although they are reborn in the second life, they still retain the memories of the first life. It will take them a little time to completely separate them. 2A levels don't seem to be enough, here's another one. Regardless of Mito or Kushina, looking at the entire ninja world, their strength is already outstanding. It is enough for ordinary small villages. However, as a vassal state of Liyue, it will face pressure from the 5 major powers, which is obviously not enough. 0. Please give me flowers. Lu Li pondered for a moment, then simply spent 5,000 points to summon an S-level character from the kingdom of Whirlpool again. As a first-level divine kingdom, it only generates 100 points a year. However, as a subject country, you can directly use the points generated by Liyue to build it. Of course, the points generated by the kingdom of Whirlpool can also be used in Liyue. The next moment, with a buzzing sound, a man's figure gradually solidified, and he was summoned to come to this world. Advertisement. Uzumaki Ashina, meet the Emperor. After appearing, like Mito and Kushina, he knew everything instantly, and then paid homage to Lu Li to show his loyalty. No need to be polite. Lu Li took a look, smiled and nodded. Uzumaki Ashina, the founder of Uzumaki Hidden Village, the leader of the Uzumaki clan, and a powerful man of the same generation as first Hokage Senju Hashirama. Point 0. The sealing technique is extremely powerful, and he is known as the founder of Konoha's sealing technique. Speaking of which, most of Konoha's sealing techniques originated from Uzushio Hidden Village. Although he is the leader of a small ninja village, as an S-class person, his true strength has reached cage level. In addition, as a summoned character, Uzumaki Ashina's hair is still red, not the white it was when he was old and weak. In other words, in his prime, he retains his strongest combat power. 100 or so people. When Lu Li made the specific summons, the manifestation of the Kingdom of Whirlpool had also been completed. Looking at it now, the solid houses and neat farmland are still a bit desolate from before, and it seems to be a complete small village. In the village, there are more than 100 Uzumaki people who appear as ordinary citizens. About there, Mito and Kushina, 2A-level characters, plus S-level Ashina, as a first-level country that has just emerged, are already pretty good in terms of top combat power. Furthermore, the purpose of Lu Li's manifested Whirlpool country is to attract the attention of the 5 major countries. With a few of their masters, that's enough. In fact, it doesn't need too many citizens. Therefore, subsequent upgrades and construction are actually not necessary. If you have extra points, wouldn't it be nice for Lu Li to build a Mondstadt and a Dao wife? Ninja World, prepare to be shocked. After the Kingdom of Whirlpool was fully realized, Lu Li raised his head and looked into the distance, with a sly smile appearing on the corner of his mouth.